All right. Well, that's how that works sometimes, folks. Tucky, why do you do this to me, Tucky? Tucky. A little bit of a spurg out, don't you think, Tucky? I mean, why can't I just review the thing that's online? Well, what is it, automated at this point, you think, you guys? Is it automated? Gosh, what is the world, what are we doing? What do we even do about this? It's just, I have a sense it's automated. It's not even Tucky Carlson. It's just like their automated machine is crazy now. It's like you're watching something with other people watching it, and you're reviewing the thing that other people watch. Yeah? And? Jeez, man. Big deal. Yes, thank you, Meg Bob, for letting us know. Start a new goal. Jortlandia winning. All right, well, I guess we'll have to move to something else. What was I going to watch before? I thought we got a good amount in there. What do you have to do? Like, what do you have to do? Do you have to pre-record something? Is that what we have to do? Do I have to like, oh, here's a pre-recorded thing, and now it's okay because it's like I pre-recorded it. Now we're good. Come on, man. Come on, man. Whatever. They should at least give you the option to be like, you know, your audience is going to be taxed 25 cents or something like that, right? Do I have to do it upside down? Maybe they won't see it if it's upside down. I feel like if there's any audience who could actually make it through a completely upside down video review, it would be you guys. He had to turn it on. He was like, I don't like this guy. I don't really like an impression of me that I can't tell if they like me or not. Cam Bam? Maybe Cam Bam, yeah. What happened? It was just a copyright. They just shut it down. Not a strike, they just shut it down. Shut it down. Yeah, it's probably that, actually. It's probably just that. All right, well, we'll look at Ruslan then, because he did a little bit of I think he did a bit of a Spurg rant, honestly, if I remember correctly. A little bit. Where was it? And then I'm going to look at some comments I got. There's just one comment I've been getting. Like, I'm seeing this thing, and by the way, it's totally possible that there are Orthodox people who hold to really terrible positions, like evolution, for instance. There's probably a fair amount, especially in the West, cradle Orthodox maybe, who are just like, yeah, no, I don't see a problem with it. But I always see, it's like a red flag when I see a comment that's trying to battle back against me, and they lead with, I'm Orthodox, by the way. Like it's like some sort of shield. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like when people do that, by the way. That, like, if you think that's going to make me trust you more, it's actually the opposite. Hey, by the way, I'm about to say something to you, but I want you to know I'm Orthodox. But I also believe that God made us as a fish and we turned into a human being. Just so you know, I'm Orthodox. What? That really shouldn't matter to the point. Oh, nice. Someone sent me a gift, Max. Max, thank you, Max. Let me see what we got here. What? Oh. I have to read? Reading's have to read your little chicken scratch? Jim Bob and Megan, Christ is risen. Truly is risen. I hope you and your family had a blessed Pascha celebration. I've been in New York City for the last week and got to visit tons of Orthodox churches, one of which was called the Synod of Bishops, Rokor headquarters, which is the home to a famous icon of the Mother of God called the Shrut icon, chicken scratch, sorry, which is a 800-year-old miracle working icon. It's actually, I know that one. The one that healed Saint Seraphim of Sarov when he was a child. I was blessed and able to venerate it while in New York City, nice, and wanted to get my friends something from such a holy place. So here, I got you guys a mini replica of the icon made in Russia. Hope you guys love it. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, man. Beautiful. You guys can't see the color because I'm permanently in black and white. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This will be up in our house permanently, Max. Really appreciate that, buddy. Beautimus. Wow. That must have been a pretty cool, intense experience. Ruslan crashed out over Jay, which is hilarious. Yeah, we'll take a look. I know I saw it, Ruslan. Gosh, he's such a faker. That's the worst part. He's a faker. Little faker. Where is it? Where is it? What did he do? Is it recent? Something happened. New gospel. Where? Is it gone? Oh, does he have a different channel? Oh, not Ruslan. Is there Blessed God? Is that what it is? Blessed God Studios. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Jay Dyer's crashing out on me. I already saw that. Was that the one? I thought I already saw that. 17, or maybe not. Wait, did we see this? Yeah, son. Yeah.
Who's Josh Nadeau? A catechumen. Why is he on stage with the biggest Catholic?
Dog, he's a catechumen.
And the biggest Protestant apologist. I get it. I got it last week, by the way. I got it last week. So I understand the optics of it. Again, wasn't meant.
Dude, that doesn't count as an afro, by the way, okay? It's not an afro. You can't do it. Don't do it. It's not going to happen. Thank you so much. God bless you, Max. That was awesome of you. It's beautiful.
To disrespect, disparage, or anything like that. From our framework, remember, as Protestants, we believe in the priesthood of all believers. We don't have the same...
the priesthood of all believers. Everybody's clergy. Okay. You don't have the same... You don't have any ecclesiology. He's about to say... Is he about to say ecclesiology? Because if he does say ecclesiology, he's in trouble. It's like we don't have the same, ecclesiology as the early church. If you go back to the early church, people have been saying stuff like, where the bishop at is where the church at. And it's like, we don't actually believe that. We think you're a bishop and I'm a bishop, dog. And so we don't have that, same, historical, necessary hierarchy of authority that's passed down, dog. It's like we got the priesthood inside.
Clergy to laity, hierarchy. And so when...
and so you have no church. We don't have, the same... we have an invisible church, dog. That's what I'm trying to say, dog. It's like it's over there, it's over there, it's up in here, it's inside here, dog. We don't have that clergy stuff. We don't do clergies. Even though everything we know about Christianity up to this point, including the New Testament, in the Didache, everything like that, and all the church father commentary, they held pretty strict to clergy. You know what I'm saying? Well, we don't do that. We got sort of like an anarchy clergy. You know what I'm saying? It's like anybody. It's like when you at a breakdancing event and anybody can tap in and do their thing. That's how we structure our church and shit. It's basically like a rap battle.
I see someone that I've been talking to for years about their journey towards orthodoxy. I think they're going to be a great representation based on my personal reactions, based on him being there. Now I get it. I chose convenience over.
Just like your church, you chose convenience over the truth, dog. Bro, you outing yourself.
Come get dunked in the trash river and become the new bishop of Byzantium.
Yeah, son. That's what you doing, dude. Right here. Clergy. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I got nothing against Jay Dyer. Y'all. He, in my view, he a priest, dog. He the priest too. I wish he won't come at me like that.
Finding somebody that was solid and going the extra mile. I did ask around, but I could have done more. And so with that, I am going to be doing a conversation. Me and Gavin talked about this either at the Next Best God Summit or somewhere in between.
Wicked.
And Gavin Orthodox agreed to do this with an Orthodox representative, a priest.
It's just a rap battle church. Yeah, son.
Someone like that. And I'd love to hear from you guys. Who do you guys want to see?
I honestly believe he looks in the mirror and he actually is convinced he has like a old school 90s afro. Like, I think he actually sees it in, like, you know how, like, the trans people are like, I see I'm a woman. Like, I think he has that. I think he legitimately has body dysmorphia, cultural dysmorphia. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even being like a jokester right now. I actually think he experiences himself and sees, like, that's a flat top for him. Like, that's Will Smith, like early Fresh Prince. That's what I think. I'm not even dogging you, son. We was bishops, dog.
See in that discussion. We're working on a potential sponsor to make that happen. It's still early phases, but we are going to do something with Gavin Ortland, myself, and a Orthodox representative. So drop it who you want to see in the comment.
Yeah, we already told you. We already told you who we want to see. You already know this. Even growing up, right, in a schismatic church, you know that to represent orthodoxy in this sort of position where you're going to be defending it, like, you have to be orthodox. You should be orthodox, at the very least. Even if Josh did a great job, right? Like, when it comes to who, if there's a person who actually authorized it and said, blessed it, right? I'm hands off. That's on them. But generally speaking, don't pretend that it's not an accepted etiquette. It's like it's an accepted thing. It's etiquette for on your part to know this and to go, you know what? Orthodoxy, they do hold that, you know, you should be at least Orthodox, baptized, at least. Even if you're smart. There's definitely catechumens who would just blow me out of the water insofar as every aspect of the theology. But, you know, it's like, don't pretend you don't know it. Yeah, he thinks that's a flat top. He really does experience that as a flat top. That's what he thinks. Dog, I bet you anything he's been or goes to one of those black barbershops just to do it. He's like, yeah, what we doing today, dog? Yo, yeah, how'd you come up? Yeah, I almost went to juvie in 8th grade. What'd you do? Yeah, dog, I stole a Snickers from like one of them like vending machines. I put my arm up there and I got that Snickers and I got caught, dog. I caught a case. You caught a case in 8th grade? Yeah, dog, I was in, like, detention. It wasn't juvie, like, but it was like a classroom and stuff. It felt like a prison, dog. It felt like bars.
In terms of that conversation. Now, having said that, multiple things could be true at the same time. I could have done better with regards to having...
Dude, I caught a charge. Dude, I caught a charge. I charged my batteries and went in my room. My mom said you could only play NBA Jam. I was distraught.
Better representation for you guys. And I understand that you guys are like, hey, we'd rather just not have anybody if you're going to have a catechumen on. Fair enough. If I could go back in time, wouldn't have had Josh on, though Josh had the blessing of a spiritual father, though Josh agreed to do it.
Juvie, dog. Jay, did you see that when he talked to Johnny Chang? Like, Johnny Chang's totally obviously a fake preacher grifter guy, but having a background with crime, I kind of believe him a little bit more. And he was trying to, like, meet up with him on that. He was like, yeah, dog, did you go to Jervy? And Johnny Chang wasn't having it. Like, he was like, why are you talking like that? I have a little bit of like a little bit of like a street sort of vibe, but like I don't know why you're like your boxers are showing. Like we're not like that far into it.
Didn't know it was such a big deal. So next time we just won't have anybody there if we can't have somebody that you guys feel comfortable representing you. Now that could be true. At the same time, the outright nuclear response to this, I think, is also a bit over the top and wild. And let me particularly address.
Cut to Jay last night with iced out. Look, that only makes sense if you cut to Jay completely iced out going, ha ha, dog. Like, at least do it funny, dude.
Asking him to debate Dyer is like asking me to wash my hands before serving curry.
Oh, gosh. You guys don't wash your hands in anything, do you? Out there.
The back and forth with Jay Dyer. So there's a lot that Jay doesn't understand.
Do you know the topic of that, Jay? The topic of that stream, the title was Ruslan's early gang involvement. He didn't even change the title, dude. I watched the whole thing. I was like, "Where's the gang involvement?" He was like, "Yeah, I stole something, and my mom was really mad at me." I'm sorry, you were a gang. You were, that was a gang? That was gang? Yeah, dog. Dude, I used to do drive-bys and stuff. Like, we would go to, like, what's that place with the go-karts? Dude, we was like, dude, this is hard. We would, like, do drive-bys at the go-kart racing. I remember that, dude. We got kicked out for doing gang signs, like coming around on lap 3. You know, when the helper is like trying to scoot you, tell you the show's over and shit. It's like we were like, no. Dude, we was trouble. We was trouble. He even does that thing, if you watch him. He even does that like, ho, ho, ha. And you're like, what are you doing?
Understand and doesn't know regarding what I've actually been trying to do behind the scenes to get him in the room and to get him in these conversations. And the reality is that people just don't want to deal with him. They find him annoying. They find the beat your chest and summon you to a debate approach lame and cringe. And I look past.
This guy saying cringe is just, dude, you have a neon sign that says bless God.
That wanted to build my own relationship with Jay based on my own interaction.
You have a book behind that says Godly Ambition.
Interactions with Jay, and so when I had Jay on, I had a fairly good time. We went out to dinner.
Yeah, dude. Dog, we would did some dangerous drive-thrus, dude. Dangerous, dude. I don't know what we were thinking, dog. Dude, we were in some dork. We got in some dork stuff. Dork orts.
We had a good conversation. We think we split it up into 2 parts, and Jay was awesome. Now, when this entire thing happened, there's also him texting me about it, and I explained all this to him, and he rightfully so pointed out, hey, the word debate is in the title. I don't title my own videos. If you watch my channel, you should know I don't title my own videos.
Clearly, being that one of the titles of your videos was Ruslan's gang life in the 8th grade.
I immediately changed the title, told my guys, stop saying the word debate in the title. I think there was even a trailer where I may have said debates like,
dude, I got locked up for a prank call. Yo, you remember like before like Adam Sandler was like super famous? You remember that? Yo, dog, remember like all the goat calls and stuff? The prank calls, dude, the jerky boys, dude, jerky boys. Dude, we was doing that stuff and like the cops came, right? Like right before spaghetti dinner. And my mom's, I remember this like it's yesterday, dog. My mom's comes out and she's like, dude, why the police are here? She don't talk like this though, but. And I was like, I don't know, dog. She's all, don't call me dog, I'm your mom's. And I was like, my bad. You know I love yous. And he was all, which one of you been calling the laundromat pranking? And dude, we froze. I didn't want to go in, dude. I don't want to serve. So, dog, we all sang. That's the other thing he said during that little interview. He said we all sang. He's using, like, well-established gang terms for snitching. Yo, we sang at that moment, dog.
Like this, which is a trailer that I shouldn't have said that in. It wasn't a debate. It was a good
my
discussion trying to get to the bottom of the differences. Why? Because I'm curious about Orthodox, or at least I was curious about Orthodox. I'm not as curious now.
Oh, what a pithy little bitch. You're acting like a girl, dude.
Well, I was interested in not because of meanie J Pantsy. No, I was interested in the truth in Christ's true church, but now I'm not because of you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, you need a wedgie, man. You're such a little spoiled little brat.
Well, I was about to go, and I was about to go to liturgy, and just because of you, I hope you're happy, Jay.
And it's because of you I'm not going. What? Oh my gosh, dude, you earned a slow-mo on this.
I shouldn't have said that in. It wasn't a debate. It was a good faith discussion trying to get to the bottom of the differences. Why? Because I'm curious about...
Yeah, let's go. Here. You're a little pithy little girl. Listen to him.
I wasn't. No, I'm not.
Orthodox, or at least I was curious about Orthodox. I'm not as curious now.
What? You're curious about orthodoxy? Dude, this guy's a little snake. He's an actual pig snake. Yeah, dog, we do a little clickbait and shit, dog. We did trap you. We trap you sometimes on the clicks. Today we're gonna finna do the most gangster thing ever. We're gonna finna steal all the cookies from Mrs. Johnson's kitchen window! That's right, Dorf. That's right, dog. My boy Dorf Jeff. Malibu's least wanted. Oh, dog.
And in my curiosity, I want people to be represented well. I want there to be charitable, good faith conversations. That's my entire approach with this conversation. That's what I wanted to do in that panel.
Why are you such a liar, dude? You already know to represent orthodoxy well, regardless if you find a bright shining star catechumen all-star, okay? Okay? That's not the point. The point is it's on you to seek out and know, generally speaking, to represent orthodoxy in this type of conversation where you're pulling in the top, you know, the shiniest of the heterodox world. It's a etiquette thing. You got called out on your poor etiquette, and you didn't even correct it. Like, you just freaked out.
And that's why I have these conversations. Now, having said that, I let Jay know what happened, what I didn't say on my video. I changed the title immediately. Then I saw him say the same thing on X. Now, I'm not on X. I'm not really logged into X. I'll check X on my desktop. I don't have the app on my phone. And I saw him pose the same question, and I responded to him, said the same exact thing in the response to him, which my thought was, you really don't understand why people don't want to deal with you. And it has nothing to do with how you carry yourself in a debate. It has to do with how you carry yourself outside of the debate. So we went back and forth, and he challenged me and Gavin Ortland and Trent Horn to a three-way debate. Pretty gay, if you ask me. But nevertheless.
What? Who would think like that? What? What? Dude, why are you outing yourself, dude? No, he said I'll do a debate, me against you three. It's fun. That's actually pretty cool because one, it's rare. You don't really see that. I think it should be more popularized, by the way. It's like Surrounded, but it's orderly and there's, moderation, It's like Jubilee, but there's three people sitting at the chair, right? And they have to take turns. I think that's unique. You know why? That's an advantage. You'd think that's a disadvantage. That's actually an advantage to Jay if you guys did that. You know why? Because he's a solid position he's holding that's historically based. And you guys will ultimately have to disagree on your side. So you think, oh, 3 versus 1, this isn't fair. No. It'd actually be worse for you guys. Because the pluralism would show up. It would be so blatantly obvious, just the pluralism alone. Like, yeah, well, he thinks that and I think this. I think we're all priests, dude. Yo, dude, wait till you see my clergy outfit I'm coming on, dude. Dude, I got iced out vestments. Son?
I said, okay, you want to do a 3? I can't speak for Trent Horn and Gavin Ortland. They're not, I'm not their keeper. I'm not their manager. I'm not any of those things. So you want to do a 3-way? That's super gay. But
What? Dude, that's not a good rhetoric. That doesn't make you look good.
I would love to debate you. And this is what I said to him over text. I said, I would love to debate you. I said, I'm also in a busy season right now, which oddly enough is actually inspired by the dinner me and Jay had where he talked about having events, live events. Dude, and I'm in the middle of doing a bunch.
Dude, Bro sang on himself, dog.
Live events. I'll be in New York this Sunday. I'll be in DC this Saturday. We're going to Tampa. It's the Godly Ambition Tour. I'm speaking. I'm performing. I'm doing a live Q&A. Partially inspired by Jay. So I'm like, hey, Jay, I just put out a book. I'm in the middle of this tour that I go out every other weekend. Let me figure it out. But I would love to debate you. I think it'd actually be really fun. So despite popular opinion, it was the actual opposite of whatever you guys think it is. I'm like, oh, someone's running for Jay. I'm really not running for Jay. I've sat down with Jay. I think he's super duper smart, and I think I've learned a lot from him. So I'm not afraid for Jay Dyer. Let me just speak for myself. I am not afraid of Jay Dyer. I would love to debate Jay Dyer. Now,
whoa, we got it here. Clip it, ship it, folks. You know what? If I said I would love to go to Great Adventure, and someone reached out and said, I heard you publicly say you would love to go to Great Adventure. Now, I know you're busy, your schedule's busy, but being that you would love to go to Great Adventure, would you like to go to Great Adventure with me? Dude, I would love to debate Jay Dyer. The thing is, dude, I got so much music videos and shit in my calendar and shit. Dude, I'm bogged down, dude. I'm launching a Protestant toilet that says scripture and stuff, while you're on a toilet. And it's I got so many, dude, I got so many projects, dog. This horde. I don't know. The fact that you just said you would love to debate him, you pretty much, it's going to look bad if you say no now. You at least be honest and be like, dude, I don't want to debate him. He's too smart for me. He's like the worst combination. He's smart and mean. Dude, he reminds me of my first ever, like, gang leader, dog. When was it? When was that? Haha. Dude, my memory's so burnt. I think it was like, how old was I, dog? When was that? First gang? I think it was like 5th grade. Dude, we own that playground, dog. You have to, oh, he did? Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, now it makes sense. Dude, Jay, dude, I would love to debate you, dog. I got nothing against you, dog. It's all love between the priesthood. But the thing is, what I need from you is a public apology, dog. That's what I need, dude. If you need to do it in rap form, if you need to do like a cringe core, whatever that is over there, some sort of cringe core rap form of an apology and stuff, you need to repent to me, dog. I run these streets. Dude. Listen, dog. This is my area code. You done stepped on some slippers, dog.
In that conversation, what Jay doesn't know is then I reached out to a moderator. I'm not going to say who he is, but the very first thing that came out of this moderator's mouth is, I'm surprised you're willing to sit with this guy. Most people find him very annoying. I thought, oh, okay. Now, in the same way that Jay has a spiritual father that he hopefully confesses his sins to, I also have spiritual counsel. I have.
Where that, dog? At 24-Hour Fitness? Who's your spiritual counsel, dog? You said you were your own priest. Who is it? Who is it? Is it your fitness coach? Is it your producer? Who that? Who it be?
Pastors. And so I started checking in with people, and the overwhelming response was like, man, don't do this. Like
it's bad for your position. That's what it is, dude. Oh, you have spiritual advisors who think, don't do this? Don't do it? Okay, yeah. No, don't debate Jay. Don't, no. Look, even if you were right in all of your Yelp review of Jay outside of debating, it would have nothing to do with debating, right? You admitted that already. You already said, Jay, when he's debating, great. He's like, but Jay outside debating, though, that's where I have a problem. Well, from that position, it shouldn't be a problem debating him because you don't have to interact with him after the debate. If everything you said was true about Jay outside of debating, that's not your spiritual counsel? Who? Dude, that's not a good idea. Yeah, it's actually not. Honestly, that's actually they were accurate to say that.
Jim Bob is the Belisarius of Byzantium.
Yeah,
My
dog.
headcanon made it official.
Yeah. You know, coincidentally, his counsel is correct. It is actually a bad idea for you to debate him. Yes, fellow rappers, yeah. His hype man. He's all, dude, should I debate this cat or what? And they're like, nah! Yeah, you're right, actually, Ruslan. It actually is a bad idea for you to debate. Not because, oh, he's mean and you don't be associated and it's icky and it's a blah, 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 drama. No. It's a bad idea because you won't be able to defend your position at all. Everybody's a priest.
We actually think if you pick the right
Yeah, DJ Khalid. He texted DJ Khalid.
You have a great opportunity to debate him, but don't do this because your time is spent on these other areas of developing the Torah, of putting.
Oh, dude, I couldn't debate Jay Dyer and get to the truth of Christianity because I'm on tour. Oh, okay. So the truth of Christianity and who the true church is and the proper pathway for salvation gotta put on the side, dog. I'm on a tour. So I can't do that. I can't do that, dog. I'm on a roller skating tour. It's a rap on skates.
Putting out music. I finished the whole album.
Oh, I got music. I putting out music and stuff. You know, I can't be up in here to millions of people arguing for the true faith and the true church, dog. I got albums to hit, dog. Dude, you're such a faker, man. You are such a grifting faker. Your priorities are so transparent, dude. I'm pretty sure last time I checked, Jay drives around, right? Right? Jay's probably working on a rap album. Okay, is that a good enough excuse? No. Look at the priorities. It's crazy, dude. My business pastor said focus on rap, dog. Look, dude, I scheduled, this has been a long time coming, but my tattoo sleeve, my arm sleeve, dude, this is like 6 years behind, dog.
I haven't been talking about that. I got live events. The next bus got something. I'm already spread super thin on top of the fact that my wife just had a baby a few months ago. So we have a newborn, a 5-year-old, and an 11-year-old. My life is busy. And so this chest thumping, I'm going to summon you to a debate or you're gay, it doesn't appeal to me. So he did this a couple months ago where he was like, I summon Trent.
Bro, you're contradicting yourself. If it doesn't appeal to you, why did you just say 3 minutes ago you would love to debate Jay
Horn and Ruslan and whoever else to a debate about the Epstein files and Israel being involved? It's like, bro, I don't care. I really don't care. Don't care. And so this like, I know that's his love language is summoning people to a debate, and he thinks that that's like cool. And I appreciate the heart to debate. But when someone sits,
no, dude, it's not because it's cool. It's because he's bored. He's running out of people to debate, dude. He's a debater. Okay? Haven't you heard Jay Dyer sigh during a call-in? He's looking for adequate people to debate. It's frustrating that he's looking for adequate people to debate. And you're like, yeah, I know someone who's obviously perfect for this, but I'm going to get a catechumen instead, dog. No, dude. It's because he's running out of people to debate. So he's looking for the whatever you call the upper echelon of debaters for heterodoxy. That's why. That's not a secret, dude. What the hell, man? Yeah, dog, I understand it's like Jay Dyer's love language and stuff, like, you know, calling out people and debating them and stuff, you know. What? What is that? What are you reading? What have you been reading at night, guy? His love language? The hell? Yeah, he's like Shia LaBeouf, dog.
online all day, and that's their primary.
Dude, go watch a stream where these low-tier people call into Jay. You can't help them out and give them some adequate up to par opponents.
Focus is to stream
Jeez.
and to let
throw the guy a bone.
Evangelical normies call into your show and debate you. Yes, he's going to be at an advantage. He has more debates under his belt. I want to honor him in the process of properly.
Dude, it's your love language and shit, dog. He been reading about love language and stuff in therapy with his wife and stuff, who's also the counsel. My therapist is my spiritual counsel, also my rap producer and my manager. And they said that Jay Dyer's love language is like, yo, you want to debate this? It's like him giving a hug. This guy's all over the place. If it's his love language, by the way, this doesn't make sense with your criticism of him behaviorally outside of debating. This doesn't make sense. You're all over the place, guy. And that's not A flat top afro. I know you think it is. I know. He'll repost apostate prophet, a hardcore Zionist, but he doesn't care about these Israel issues. Also very weird not to care about Epstein. Tours are more important. He's a business, this guy. Now, don't get me wrong. Everything streamers do, like, you know, I'm full-time. There's a business to it. Like, we're not good at it, but it's there. But it doesn't take precedent over what you're saying you are, right? You know, oh, I got a tour instead of defending the faith that I believe is the faith. That doesn't make any sense. I got to rap instead, dog.
Organizing a good debate where there's a moderator and there's structure, and I actually have time to prep. Some of you guys don't know this. We have other
Bro, you couldn't. Your life isn't enough time to prep, and you know it.
stuff going on. It's not like I could just drop.
I wish he would just say it, right? You should just say you can't debate him. You won't be able to. You're not good enough. You don't know enough. You can't. Just say it. It's not a dude. It's not a bad. It's a compliment. I've turned down debates. It's not a big deal, dude. Just turn down the debate. Don't say I want to debate him.
Drop everything I'm doing and jump into, you know, probably dozens.
What is it? Someone recently, I don't know, recently I was challenged to a Trinity debate. And I said no. And there's why. Because I would lose it. I'm not trained enough to do that. No. I would do a disservice. That's, dude, you don't have to say, I really want to, dog, but my manager said no. Yeah.
Of hours of prep to actually engage with him at a level that is comparable. So that like I'm figuring this out in real time. I'm talking to a debate organizer. He's like, man, I'm surprised you want to do this. I'm seeking wise counsel from multiple people.
Yeah, that is wise. Whoever that is, he's wise. Dude, I can't believe you're going to debate this guy.
Everyone's telling me don't do this. This dude is a crash out.
No. That is a cope. Look at him look to the right. He's such a liar, man. Look at your lying eyes look away. Coping. Coming up with things. You look like you're in an interrogation room and the cop is asking you to be honest and you're like, oh yeah, that's the, I'm sure the advice you're getting is don't debate him because he's going to crash. Hello, if Jay Dyer crashed out from a debate, that would be optically good for you. What are you talking about? This doesn't make sense. Hello? If the biggest meanie pants ortho bro king, Jay Dyer, crashes out, it makes you look good. Oh, don't do this, dog. It's not a good idea. Everything about this guy is going to make you look like the winner. It's not a good idea to debate him. That's such a lie, dude. You're such a liar. This is all just like marketing cleanup work, you know? This is all framing. It's such a lie. No. It's not a good idea to debate him because you would lose. You're not prepared to debate him. Just say it. You're not prepared to debate him. At least that's honorable. Yeah, exactly. He's making up excuses. Yeah, on your own. Dude, you're the one who said you wanted to go to Great Adventure. And Jay's like, hey, you want to go to Great Adventure? He's like, no, dog. I want to do it, but my spiritual advisor thinks I should rap instead. That's all. Listen, dog. I don't think this is a good idea, dog.
Even if you win, it's still going to be clipped up by all the clippers, and Ruslan gets annihilated, and then they have a trophy.
Oh, you're such a coper, dude. You're already inventing the future. No, you just contradicted yourself again. If Jay, is he going to crash out? That's why you shouldn't debate him. He's going to crash out. You get to clip Jay crashing out then, right? Hello? It's in your favor, according to your counsel, whoever that is. His counsel's probably like an AI recreation of like Rick Rubin. He's like, yo, Rick, dog, you always guided me. You're like a father to me, dog. Honestly, Rick Rubin, AI. I can't wait till they have like legitimate holograms, dude. I'm gonna have you read lyrics to me before I go to slurp. Listen, Rick, dog, should I debate this dog or what? Dude, he's so, it's like, it's not just cope. Like cope and deception can go hand in hand, but this is like deceptive. It's definitely a cope, but it's like it's like he's doing journalism. He's doing like a spin. He's doing a spin. That's why it's not consistent. If it was consistent, it wouldn't sound like a spin, but it's totally inconsistent, the whole thing.
Right? Now it's like I'm the trophy in this entire situation. And I don't think I'm that important, but the fact that there's this constant need for Jay to be invited to things that he's not invited to is super annoying. And I also find it annoying that whenever he wants to debate someone, it's always someone with a way bigger platform than him. The true Orthodox folks have been begging to debate this dude. He doesn't want to debate him. I've put multiple people in...
True Orthodox? That one dude? Oh, man, that's already been done.
In conversations that want to debate this guy. He doesn't want to debate anybody that doesn't have a bigger platform than him. That, to me, sounds like...
Well, I mean, that's technically not true anyway. The call-ins is that all the time. So, I mean, Jay, his aggregation of interactions with people who are low tier, I think he's already filled that cup, if you know what I mean. Why would Jay want someone lower tier if all of the Twitter space call-ins end up being that anyway? He has to deal with... Why do you think he sighs so much? Dude, Jay sighs so much from the call-ins, from the low-end call-ins, that it could be like a trademark.
Clout goblin activities. It's
Read your chat. I want it on record. Yes, sir. Oh, hey, Ruslan. Jason Cassell here will pay you $1,000 win or lose if you debate Jay. Right here. I'll put this on Twitter. I'll tag him. Right here. Dude, I don't need $1,000. Dude, I just bought some Jordans for $1,000, dog. That ain't gonna do it for Murr. Dude, I don't even know how to talk gangster anymore. I'm losing it.
It sounds very fake.
Ruslan spent a year begging Nick and Candace for a debate. Yeah, it's such a cope. Like it matters. Who cares? Like how is that a good response anyway, Ruslan? What if it was the smartest move ever for any of us to only go on shows and to debate people bigger than us? I thought you were the businessman guy. I'm sorry. Is it not in your book there, Godly Ambition? I'm sure there's a chapter. Always be around people who are ahead of you, dog. I bet there's a chapter in your own stupid book back there. What? Dude, the biggest thing about Jay Dyer... My accent's so bad. Dude, my biggest complaint about the guy is he's always trying to debate people who have bigger platforms than him. He's always being like smart about it. Oh, what a terrible thought. I mean, how awful of him.
Fake and gay, and it sounds like he just wants attention and to suck the energy out of the room.
$1,000.
So, but I'm still willing to play ball at this point. I'm still willing to play play ball at this point. Now, I'm talking to people. I'm talking.
That's like not even black. Door.
Speaking of some of my Oriental, not my Oriental, or my Eastern Orthodox friends, I'm trying to find a prompt because I want
a prompt. Oh, is that the cope now? You can't find a prompt? No, I'm really trying to get Jay Dyer up here and shit, but it's like he's always demanding a bigger platform than what he is, and the hardest part, dog, honestly, is find a prompt, dog. I'm about to steal some prompt, maybe catch a case. Holy cope, dude. You're like a Cope Pez dispenser. You're like a Cope faucet. You're like a Cope hose connected to a Cope slip and slide. Dude! Yo, I'm trying to find a prompt, you know. Jar Dar's been debated for like 20 years, dude. But the hardest part is finding a prompt. What are you talking about, dude?
The stakes
A prompt?
to be high. And my question is quite simply this.
Do you think that evolution is true, that necessarily Christianity is false? No, I think that's logically impossible as a hypothetical to begin with. Evolution violates the law of identity. So to say if evolution is true, forget Christianity. Evolution can't be true because it's logically impossible. It violates the law of identity. But to say anything's true would be to say something's ultimately true. So it also doesn't make sense from that perspective either. So if anything can be true and anything can be false, you need a justification for absolute truth, which pushes back to something necessarily needing to be ultimately true, which would be Christianity. So the whole dichotomy of evolution versus Christianity, I think, is a dialectic that's been sold, and unfortunately, Christians take the bait. They shouldn't take the bait. They shouldn't take the either-or debate. It's a false either-or. When you look at evolution for what it is and what it stands for and what it claims, it's actually illogical. Forget the impossibility of all my opponents being able to articulate logistically, mechanically, biologically how something creates a vestibular system from not a vestibular system. Forget their inability to defend it. The philosophy itself is broken. It's informed by an illogical philosophy, nominalism. That's like saying if nominalism was true, would Christianity be false? It'd be an incoherent question. Because nothing could be true if nominalism was true. Nominalism can't be true. Anyway.
If the Eastern Orthodox Church claims to be the one and true church, unchanging and in the same way that the apostles processed, if one of their dogmas is proven false, does that then mitigate the claim that they are the one true church?
Okay. It sounds like you said you were having a hard time coming up with a prompt.
They claim to be the one true church. Protestants don't make those sorts of claims. They claim to be unchanging.
Protestants don't make a claim that there's a one true church? Wow, that's interesting. I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed that you can walk around, appeal to the Bible, appeal to Christ starting a true church. He literally tells you it. Here's the church. A Great Commission, which would be the expansion and the teaching of the true church. The historical summary of the necessity of a bishop, where the bishop is, the church is. You have all of this, and finally, thousands of years later, Luther picks up the script and goes, I need to resuscitate a dead church. The Sleeping Beauty Church, the zombie bride of Christ, essentially. And he thinks that's a good thing. Like, this guy's like, yo, we don't do that, dog. That's what makes us, like, superior as shit, dog. We're like, nah, there ain't one true church. It's like, look, there ain't one true church. And so our position is, because there's no true church, orthodoxy can't be the true church. Premise one, there's no true church. Orthodoxy is a church. Therefore, orthodoxy is not the true church. Yeah, well, some prots would have to, right? Right? I mean, there's more rigorous, Protestants that do a sort of a mimicked impression. It's like watching the Protestant, or even like the pseudo liturgies. It's like it's like the true church is a proper male comedian, and then the Protestant church are the female comedians. You're like, that's nice that you're kind of doing an impersonation. I think that's, I mean, at least you're...
Protestants don't make those
You
sorts
got similar outfits.
of claims, and yet they have dogmas that, in my opinion, contradict the plain reading of Scripture. And I would argue the first 100 years.
Yeah, the Lutherans would. They'd have to. They'd have to say, we've got the real zombie bride of Christ. Now, that's really what it is, by the way, to use a really sharp analogy. The true church had to fall asleep and be buried and be resurrected, essentially. They have to have two resurrections, one of Christ and one of a church. That's how perverse it is, honestly. The resurrection itself, right? Pentecost, establishing the faith and the church and the body and the commission, right? Teaching it, holding steadfast to it, right? This has to be all inclusive, right? It's all one big motion. And simultaneously creating a new death and resurrection is crazy. Like Luther had to literally say he resuscitated, right? The defibrillator. Charge. I mean, the pride is so insane. The pride is so insane.
Of church history. So I'm trying to find a prompt talking to my Eastern Orthodox.
I almost said Oriental.
And I can't even get that granted. That, hey, let's raise the stakes a bit. If we're going to have this conversation, you see, I think people forget that with Eastern Orthodoxy, it's not a pick and choose. And even the people that I see melting down, it's a lot of ex-Calvinists, a lot of evangelicals, a lot of catechumens that are crashing out in the comments section. And then people are asking them to debate. JP Uncut has been asking you guys to debate. No one wants to call in and have the conversations on one of your dogmas, the intercessions of the saints. And so
Is JP Uncut Jesse Lee Peterson? Who's JP Uncut?
I want to up the ante. Let's have it. And I can't even get a clear answer on this. The only person that's given me a clear answer on this is Moret, who is my Oriental Orthodox guest. We're going to put out part 2 of that conversation. And he granted, yes, if...
Is he like an Oriental catechumen guest or what?
one of our dogmas contradicts Scripture in the first 100 years of church history, we cease being the one and true church. I need that granted, and I couldn't get that granted. So as I'm figuring...
Wait. What did you just say? Hold on a second. Wait, what?
Of church history, we cease being the one...
Hold on.
If one of our dogmas contradicts Scripture in the first 100 years...
No, dude. You see the precept he just put in there? What a dum-dum. If this dogma contradicts my interpretation... Come on, dude. What are you, a joke? What is this, a joke? What are you, a comedian? What are you, a female comedian or something? Dog, taxes, dog. Yeah, per your taxes are gonna call Jardar. You see, you guys catch that? I was like, I knew something was smuggled in there, but he said it so fast. You always have to listen to what they're saying. You have to pretend you're like a fly that sees things in slow motion. Oh, Jardar already debated JP, dog. You're not even caught up on your own, dude. You're not even caught up on your own episodes.
Years of church history, we cease being the one and true church. I need that granted, and I couldn't.
No, why would he grant that? Hello, you're not thinking. Hello, McFly. Hello. Hello. No, he's not going to grant. No one's going to grant that. An Orthodox person's not going to grant if Orthodox dogma contradicts Scripture. Do you see how silly that is? If Orthodox have dogma, by the way, holding to Scripture is holding to the holy tradition of Orthodoxy, which also would include dogma. I don't understand why like Jardar and all these Eastern Orthodox people won't grant me if the dogma contradicts Scripture.
Didn't get that granted. So as
Hello, we don't hold our dogma up against sola scriptura, dude. Well, let's test your dogma against my totally private, non-normative, authoritative interpretation of Scripture that I did at the club last night. Yo, Chrissy. Dude, this is the best. Dude, I got a great idea. It's like a strip club, but it's not so gross and stuff. It's just like subtle. And like when you get a lap dance, she also interprets Scripture for you. Scripture. I don't know. I have no idea. How am I supposed to know? You think I know? That's the thing, Jay. That's why Jay Dyer scored. That's why Jay Dyer scored. I gave him the prompt, dog. I'll say it one more time. If the Orthodox dogma conflicts with my interpretation of Scripture, then the Orthodox church ain't true, dog. As simple as that. It's a wrap, dog.
As I'm figuring out a prompt and just even trying to figure out, like, am I thinking in the right way? Because this is what my Oriental Orthodox friend's saying.
No, you're not thinking in the right way. I just told you why you're not thinking in the wrong way.
Is the Orthodox thinking the same way? Or is the bar to entry and the need to falsify anything becomes impossible? Then what are we even debating about? What's the point of even debating, right? Especially when I got other things going on. So I'm trying to figure.
Yeah. What's the point of getting down to the one true church? It's only everybody's salvation. It's only the fact that God and the second person incarnate gave us a church, which is his body, that we should be grafted into. I got raps to do.
Figure that out. I'm also, I should just preached at my church this past weekend. I preached all 3 services on Sunday.
You preached? Oh, you preached? Dude, I want to see his preaching. Forget this. Anyone who got a link to his live, he live streams. He's preaching, he's like reading super chats. It come up on the big screen on a projector. Not even that. He has like those Google glasses or whatever. He's like, hold on, I got a super chat. And he's just glasses on. Yeah, script tease, dog. I got a script tease.
And I preached on Thursday. And so I'm trying to figure this out.
I run. If someone says I preached on Thursday, I'm out. Check, please.
I'm talking to someone, and someone, again, this person will remain nameless, but we're like, hey, let me put together some numbers. Let me figure out what it would
Oh, let's do numbers and shit.
take to make a debate with you guys happen. And I'm waiting for them. And then once I was going to hear back from them, then I was going to hit Jay up. And then to my...
What are you talking about numbers? You're such a Jew, dude.
Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Yo, I've been trying, like I'm trying to get together something with Jay, but I got numbers and shit to run, dude. I got a calculator. I need to talk it over with my financial advisor. This guy is so transparent. It's like amazing. He doesn't listen to what he's saying when he says it. It's a weird. Yo, I gotta run numbers and shit.
My surprise, I hop on X, and there's Jay crashing out again. Now, Jay will...
No, Jar Dar!
You don't say that I'm a mean guy, and that's why you don't...
That's not even a good impression, dude. At least try.
Don't want to debate me. No.
You're scared, dude. I don't want to debate me, dude. This is a call. This is dumb.
It's not. That's not it. I'm not mad at you because you're mean. I understand you can handle decorum, but the way in which you handle yourself online is insufferable, and the cult that you have built around you is insufferable. The Orthobros are insufferable, and get multiple things can be true at the same time. I could be wrong about having a catechumen at the event. My bad. We will fix it. We will make it right for you guys. At the same time, the way the Orthobro community went nuclear, and specifically their Pope, Jay Dyer, crashed out on me, as I'm trying to work these things out behind the scenes, as I'm trying to get a moderator, as I'm trying to figure out a prompt, as I'm actually having to preach this past weekend at all 4 services, which
Dude, this is like a Real Housewives interview. This is honestly like a chick being like, and all the things I'm trying to do, and you're watching football, and I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to cook, and I'm trying to clean. And I'm working behind the scenes, and I'm trying to preach.
Requires a degree of prep. And then for him to crash out to me shows to me that he's a big man-child. He's an immature man.
This is rich. This is honestly rich right now. Dude, you got a whole stream, and your whole thing is like, listen to the high pitch he has. It's like up here. You didn't want to do.
Man-child that has no ability to understand that, hey, guys who have like families and responsibilities and staffs and payroll and all sorts of things they're responsible for don't like being spoken to in like.
Oh, what did I say? It's just like a chick. I really don't like your tone. I don't like to be spoken to that way. Don't you know we were liberated? I'm a liberated man preacher. And I absolutely do not respect you talking to me that Jardar. I will not. I will not. And I do not respect it. And I demand a public apology now. And I really hope you're not streaming at the same time as me, Jardar.
Like this is an MMA fight, and you're.
You lost your blackness suddenly. I guess we know his weak spot. We know the costume comes off when he's a little upset. He's all, and you did this, and you did that, and I do not. And I will not. It's like, dude, what happened to your blackness? What happened to your fake blackness, dude? Now we know. When he's upset, he somehow loses the black energy. When really, if he was legit, he would definitely do some like, nah, oh, hell nah, dog. But he's all, and you, just 2 minutes ago, he's like, well, you were juvie? I went to juvie almost. By the way, there's all sorts of drama and shit going online, and I do not like the way you're speaking to me, Jar Jar.
You're going to bait me into MMA fight. And my question to you guys, the Orthobros community, is...
Oh, fuck you, dude. Gosh, you're such a passive-aggressive little cunt. Yo, and my question to you, my little Orthobro community and shit, now that I've already completely poisoned the well and shit, I got a good question for you.
Is at what point does Jay cross a line for you guys?
Oh, stop. This is like the Trump question. What are you talking about? Oh, you would cross the line. I don't know if you know this, Ruslan, but you don't have to like everyone in Orthodoxy, by the way. You can go to a parish and just not want to hang out with somebody. Totally fine. Different people, different energies. You agree on the theology. You're both participating in the one true church. You don't sit around drawing lines like this. If you don't want to engage with someone, you don't engage with them. You don't want to follow Jay Dyer, you don't follow Jay Dyer. Right? People have different, tastes. Okay? Where's the line, dog? Can Trump do any wrong or what? It's like, what are you talking about, dude? It's the weird. He voted for Kamala. It's the weirdest question. When is the line, dog? I really want to know the line so I could announce it when it happens. What? So weird. Look, the only important line in regards to this context, guy, is theology. You could experience someone insufferable and block them or whatever. You can be insufferable to someone else. Maybe they block you. When it comes down to it, if you're talking to Orthodox people, the only important thing is theology ultimately, right? Ultimately. Being in good standing with the church, ultimately. This is what we're concerned with. So you're like asking Ortho people, what's the line? I don't know. What do you want to hear? Heresy, blasphemy. There you go. It's pretty easy.
At what point does it go too far? Is he really allowed to say?
Yeah, this is so gay. Is he really allowed to do things that I don't like, Ruslan? RuslanBlessGod.com? Is he like really allowed to go on and do this stuff? Because I'm hurt. Like, this hurts, dude.
Say whatever he wants to me. He's able to say F your channel, you're a pussy. He's able to say all this stuff to me.
By the way, it wouldn't be strangers anyway. It wouldn't be strangers. Just because someone's Orthodox and baptized Orthodox and they happen to have an online account where they follow people, just because that's the case, it doesn't mean you have the relatedness to approach people you don't know who just happen to have some notoriety. That's another problem with online is like people think they know people because they're somewhat famous, let's say, in this sphere. But it's not reversed. They don't know you. So it's like his question itself is so misaligned and totally he has a misconception of what the church actually is. Like, what are you even talking about? You're literally doing a dog whistle right now. You're doing a dog whistle. If you had the experience of someone acting in a way or speaking in a way that you found unfitting, like, you'd have to go beyond your own view of it. He's asking the people as if they come to their own view on it, right? Then this is another completely ignorant position because he's speaking to Orthodox people. No, we're not going to go around policing some of this, like, sort of cultural, maybe fringe. Oh, hold on. Vagine has to talk.
It's always funny to see these people repeat the same BS. They claim Jay has some cult, but they're the ones who always mythologize him as some ultimate destroyer.
Yeah.
BTW, I'm a 32-degree diorite.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, in culture, there's stigma on things, right? So there could be cultural stigma on certain words that you deem as cuss words, which isn't the same as cursing someone. Different priests might have a different position on what constitutes culturally foul language or this stuff. This exists, right? This is a cultural thing. You have to navigate this. But the thing is, it's not this, like, legalistic view. But it's certainly not determined by appealing to the minority of all Orthodox people who happen to be active online. He's so lost. Like, the truth of the matter is, even us as online people who are Orthodox, we don't even we're such a minute representation of the wholeness of Orthodoxy. He's like, what do you guys do? What are you supposed to do about this? Who are you going to tattle on? It's like, no. If that exists and there needs to be guidance, that it's not going to be us as parishioners, like, we don't personally know people, just because they're online. You think Jay's going to get a whole load of Orthodox people being like, Dear Jay Dyer, I'm also Orthodox. I really think you should do this, this, and this when you're talking. No.
And I just have to take it on the chin, pause. And if I don't debate him, I'm gay and I'm fake, while acting very gay and fake. If I'm a grifter and I'm all these things, why did you come and sit with me?
Because you have a huge platform. What are you talking about? What kind of question is that?
Why do you want to come to my event? Why are you mad that you didn't get invited into the room?
What? That's a non sequitur.
So having said all that, I would need Jay Dyer to publicly repent and apologize.
Dude, who are you? So this is the thing, dog. This is what I need from Jardar. What I need from you, son. Dude, he's pulling an Owen Benjamin. What I need from you, son, is a public apology, dude. I want a performative, and I want it tomorrow. What I need from you is it's on video, dog. I need you looking in the camera and if you could shed a tear for me, I really appreciate putting that extra effort on top, dog. You hear me, Jar Dar? One little caveat, dog. I'll debate you and stuff. I'll debate you dude, I will make time in between my tour to debate y'all somewhere, dude. But I got one recommendation, one caveat, one condition, dog. I need you. I need one thing from you, Jardar. I need a public apology. I need a public apology. While I'm on rap tour, I want you on apology tour. You hear me, Jardar?
For the way he crashed out on me while...
Oh my goodness, dude. You're like a chick? You really are like a chick. You embarrass me so much in front of everybody, and I want an apology. And you ain't getting this. Oh. Oh. Oh, you want this? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, you want this? Oh, you want this? Oh, you want this body? Huh, that's interesting. Well, here's what I need from you. Here's what I need from you. I mean, Jay's down. It's inevitable he's going to do a fake apology. Going to do a satire apology, of course.
While I was trying to figure out an actual debate.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you want this? Oh, you want this beautiful body? I'm sorry. Well, I just need one thing from you. Yeah, totally. Dude, I'm sorry. You should make a rap. You should definitely do a rap video where you're apologizing, but it's for all the things he thinks you did wrong. And so you're actually saying all the things, but you're not actually granting that they're wrong, but you're actually acknowledging that he thinks they're wrong. I'm sorry. That's the hook. And all the things that I did, I'm sorry. You know, I really wanted to be on the stage to put my Vuman, and I was really pissed that you picked a catechumen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And I need him to do it with the same chest bumping that he did. I need him to do it with the...
Jardar. I'm sorry. You can have the mango. I remember that.
The same energy in his apology. Because this has happened before with Jay. And it's honestly old. And it's annoying. Now, having said that,
Oh, you're such
I would
a
love
whiner.
to have a debate on one of your guys' dogmas. Let's figure out a time.
Okay, this week. Sorry, dude. I'm on tour. I'm with Nicki Minaj.
And let's find a reasonable opponent. Despite popular opinion, you guys don't know, I've actually never even had a formal debate. So
You can't debate, dude.
I don't even know what Jay is trying to...
Dude, you shouldn't debate. I'm telling you, as an Orthodox person, for your own good. Now, obviously, there's a part of me, probably not even the good part of me, that's like, yeah, debate, I dare you. Ha, 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 I dare you. But if I'm being, like, completely loving, you shouldn't debate, honestly. You know? Do I want it to happen? Yeah, the same way sometimes I'll watch a clip of someone riding a bike and hitting a construction sign. And I'm like, I hope they're okay. I still giggled. But, you know, from a most loving position, no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
prove in
Don't tell
debating
him.
me. That like Ruslan, the guy that has informal conversations and wants to represent people accurately, is gonna lose in a debate with like Jay Dyer. Like I don't understand. I really don't understand. But
Dude, what are you saying, man? You sound like a gibberating fool. You sound like you got caught in a lie and you're like trying to get out of the police interrogation.
I was willing to have it, and now I'm not, because I think the entire
What is it? Dude, what are you saying? Is anyone else listening to this? Dude, I will sit down and you give me a prompt. I will sit down and have a debate. I never even debated before. I just need some preparation, H. Look, I'm on tour. When I come back from tour, I'm more than happy to have a debate with you. Let's sit down. Let's work it out. By the way, now I don't even want to. I'm an emotional roller coaster. Dardar, this is what you do to me, son. Sounds like this is like one of those insufferable arguments that married people have. Like he actually sounds like this is like a relationship argument. Now I don't even want to, dog. I wanted to take you to my favorite dining place because I thought it was gonna be romantic. Dude, I was even gonna go with you to my first East Orthodox Divine Liturgy and shit, but you ruined that. You ruined that. I hope you're happy, dog. It's just so effeminate. But now I don't want to. Even though I just said I would, it only took me 6 seconds to be like, nah, now I'm not feeling it.
thing is evidence of someone that is behaving very spectrumy. Like the dude.
Yeah, congratulations. You figured out Jay is obviously has to be slightly autistic to know everything he knows. And what are you doing? What are you shaming autistic people?
Dude has no emotional intelligence in terms of anything that's going on, and he keeps having meltdowns and crying and then saying, but I can hold my own in
Dude, you literally are doing a whole video on him.
the debate, and I know what the quorum is, but you don't know what being charitable and graceful and kind online is, especially with one of the only people that was trying to give you a lifeline and trying to get you to events and trying to get you to have these conversations behind the scenes. He doesn't know that. And so anyway, I find the entire thing goofy.
Oh my gosh. I was helping you? Is that what we're doing now? I was the one trying to get you on a pickleball league, dude. If Jardar wasn't so mean, he would have known I actually had him as 6-man on pickleball. Dude, I told you. We play ball, dude. I play ball every weekend, dog. And I was like, dude, my boy Jay, he's socially awkward and shit. But, dude, he got a jump shot. He got a jump shot. I have no idea what this accent is. My boy, he can do a hook shot, dude. It's awkward, but he makes it. It's weird. And little does he know, dude. Jay, little do you know, I was behind the scenes trying to move stuff for you. I was trying to get you up as point guard. Dude, we had you at point guard. And now you acting like this. You acting a fool. Now I can't show my boys your jump shot, dude. I can't show them your hook short. I can't show them I can't show them your finger rolls now, dude. Little did you know I was helping you out this whole time, dude. And that's the thing, dude. Dude, you was biting a hand that you didn't know was feeding you, Jordor.
And just lame. And there seems to be these two camps of the Orthodox online.
Dude, I was even gonna, remember I asked you your foot size? I was gonna give you some Jordies, dude. I was gonna give you some Jordies.
There's the Orthobros, which again, I just find completely insufferable. A lot of these folks came out of, at least the leaders came out of presuppositional, Calvinistic, we're so certain about everything. And now they're Orthodox. And then I have like the norm.
Oh, those terrible people who are very certain about Christ's true church, necessarily so. Oh, man, they're so bad.
On the ground that are some of the most kindest, gentlest people. And they sometimes say, well, I'm going to be, Protestant in secret, and I'll still pray with you guys, and I'll still do events with you guys, and all these sorts of things. And I often can't get a clear answer on what you guys even believe.
This is such a massive cope. What are you talking about? So now you're doing more well poisoning by saying, well, I know some Orthodox people and they're secretly praying with the Protestants up. What? The hell's going on? Dude.
From Kendrarian. I was watching Crowder earlier and he was trying to make the case that you can't alter the Bible. I really wish I could tell him that by appealing to the canonized Bible he's appealing to the authorities which established it. If you're going to make a claim like that, then you have to at least recognize that there is a church authority we should appeal to.
Yeah, well, he's being worked on, so a lot of the, God willing, a lot of the movement that Crowder will have toward orthodoxy will likely not be from online engagement or correction. It'll be from person, which honestly is a better angle, more effective. But yeah, I think that will all get sorted out, honestly.
Like, I was watching Josh Nadell get pressed in Alex's stream about even coming to my event. And even praying and worshiping with.
Yeah, why would you? You shouldn't. Now, you could go to these events, right? But no, you're not supposed to pray and worship with heterodox, heretical. It's not Orthodox.
Protestants. Because we're heretics. Remember, we're heretics. We're not in the ark. The church, the one true church is the ark. We're not in. And he was getting pressed on that. But then I talked to other folks, and they're super kind and super gentle. And so
Wait, no. Dude, you're such a snake. This guy, look at his eye. I don't trust this guy at all. You're not a trustworthy person. You just said two different things, and you sold it as the same thing. One is, oh, I knew these people, and they're worshiping and stuff, and they're not supposed to because we're heretics and we're not in the ark. Yeah, that's true. But there's these other Orthodox, and they're kind and gentle. What? Well, I don't understand what you're saying, dude. Kind and gentle has nothing to do with it. If someone holds firm that they're not to engage with worship with the Protestant world in the way you guys do things, because it's not the true church, you respect that. They could be mean or gentle. That's distinct from the position itself.
I just think there's so much sleight of hand.
Gosh, this guy is terrible.
And with these conversations, there's so much chest thumping in these conversations. And I would love to have these conversations, but what I'm not going to do is sit here and need to defend every single Protestant doctrine under the sun. I want you guys to substantiate your claims as the one true church and your dogmas that, in my opinion, contradict Scripture in the first 100 years.
It contradicts Scripture? Where's your video on that? Look, if you're not going to debate this, Ruslan, if you're just going to pretend that you want to debate, but then make up excuses that you don't want to debate, and you'll never debate it. You want someone to, to do that, you're going to get completely cooked. You just exposed the problem in your system. You just said, I think Orthodox dogma contradicts Scriptures. Oh, yeah? By what normative authority are you interpreting? My own, dog.
Church history.
Look, dude, I think that Orthodox dogma contradicts my opinions.
So I'm willing to have that conversation. Jay's going to need to grow up. Jay's going to need to understand.
Stop calling it a conversation, dude. This is the problem with you. You're a slippery little weasel. The reason Jay is more than happy to have a conversation, but the thing is, it's going to turn into a debate because the conversation topic is contentious. So it's better to actually have a debate, I think, than a conversation. The conversation might end up being nicer. It'll still get heated, but when there's a formal, orderly debate and there's a proposition and there's a rebuttal and there's cross-examination, a lot more gets filtered, right? It's like a distillery. Open conversation, you get to dance around, you got to do all this stuff. No, you don't get to do that in a debate. It's optimized use of time. That's what a debate is. You keep going back to, I'm more than willing to have a conversation, dog. No. Jay can have a conversation. He just had a conversation with Jesse Lee Peterson. In a conversation, it's a little more neutralized. You got to be like social. You got to have like a type of etiquette because you're in a conversation. But in a debate, no, all the rules, all the social rules mostly go out the window. And that's why you keep going, I'll have a conversation, aka a shield. A conversation is a way of someone saying a shield.
Understand how to talk to grown men, that we're not UFC fighters. I know this is blood sport to him. This is not an MMA match. You're not gonna call me gay and bait me into a debate. No, you need to be a man, apologize, repent, show
Repent?
fruit of repentance,
Oh my gosh, dude.
and then maybe
Who the hell do you think you are, clownhead? You need to be a man. You need to say you're sorry to me and repent. What?
someday we'll
To the pseudo preacher who's on tour doing half rap, half preacher?
have a conversation. But until then, let me know. Who do you guys want me to debate?
Screw this, man. I think you should fight. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm so willing to have the conversation in person, formal structure on one of your dogmas that you claim is unchanging. That you can, and by your dogmas, let me be specific: intercession of the saints, icons. I want to have that conversation.
Icons? Okay. The dogma of icons? I don't. Hey, Ruslan, who is Christ? Dude, you got these icons and stuff? And it's like, there's the Ark of the Covenant. And it's like, show me where there's like an icon, like, at all, dude.
You must confess your sins to a priest in order to have your...
Dude. I can't. I gotta take a break from him. He's insufferable, dude. Conversations, dude. Yeah, have that. Have that debate, dude. You named him. Yep. Intercession. Iconography, veneration. Go for it, bro. Do it. The icons are a Catholic Orthodox thing, as opposed to what, Game Caller? Your made-up innovation that's, 1,600 years later? What are you talking about? Why don't we take a picture of an early Christian church in 150 AD and see if it closely resembles our church or your church, Game Caller? Oh yeah, no, that's definitely just an Orthodox thing. It's it's not really a thing that we people who started church histories at in 1500. We don't really do that. We do it different. We don't do that. Who are you? So okay. So then okay, Game Caller. Then how many thousands of years was there a false church that literally gave you the faith? You have the same problem as Mormons. You have to actually say that all of church history is operating under some sort of broken praxis, potentially idolatrous, right? That's the common thing. And yet they gave you all of the documents and got all that right. But their interpretation and their application of Scripture liturgically is wrong. But they got all the books right. And you know why they got it right? Because God used them as marionettes to bind the books like some sort of scene in Fantasia. Just for you. 2,000 years later, just so you could figure it out when you open the book. I mean, the amount of pride it takes and the denial of actual history it requires to be a Reformed person, a Protestant person, anyone who's rejecting Orthodoxy, essentially, you're just saying you're the bishop all over again. You're starting church history from new. It's like Back to the Future, but with theology. Why do you trust anything? Why would you trust the Didache? Huh? What about this? Have you ever read this, Game Caller? Are you going to reject this? I don't know. Is that what you're going to do? Okay. You do that. But guess what? You're simultaneously, if you reject this and all the other commentary that's documented across time, not only that, but the list, I showed you guys the list. You guys have to create your own tradition anyway. All you're saying is, let's invent a new tradition. Why don't you write your own Didache? Go ahead. Write your own, because that's what you guys are doing anyway. You're writing your own. You might as well just start documenting it. The Prati Didache. Why are we so antagonistic? Would you say the same to St. Irenaeus? We should be actually physically slapping you people in the face. Why are you guys so antagonistic to heretics and blasphemers? Why? Because it's your soul, dude. Yeah, but why are you so mean to the pagans? Why are you guys so antagonistic to Gnostics and their complete flawed, misleading, leading people astray, broken theology? Why are you guys so... Dude, get it together. You guys gaslight us. We're passionate about correction. We're passionate about you coming to the truth. We're passionate about it. Why can't you be just more like relaxed and just kind of like let people be in a incoherent, bad place? You know? Sorry, a little off topic. Looking for a solid argument for ortho standpoint on a Seventh-day Adventist and Pentecostal. I'm sorry, I don't know what that's specifically asking. That's probably a question for someone smarter than me, to be honest. Standpoint against the Seventh-day Adventist and Pentecostal, like it's the same. It's all of the anything not. Look, I'll say it. Anything not orthodoxy is wrong and can be wrong at various levels. That is to say, something not orthodoxy could be partially correct on certain things. Minimally, maximally, in between. That's just generally the stance, the cut. This doesn't matter if you pick out Mormons, Pentecostal, Seventh-day. It's all a form of a diversion from the true wholeness of the church historically. All of it. Do I have a priest? Would he approve of this fighting? What fighting? What fighting? Would he approve of pointing out falsities? Sure. Would he give guidance on how to approach it? Maybe. What does that have to do with you? You're your own priest. And if I took your view, I wouldn't appeal to a priest, right? Right, Game Caller? I would appeal to myself. That's what's so interesting about your question. You're like, oh, well, do you have a priest and a spiritual? Who would they think? What would they think? Yeah, we do care what they think. But the thing is, if we took your view, we wouldn't care what they think, right? So which is it, Game Caller? That's another frustrating thing is like people who are counter-orthodoxy or at least like hesitant or resistant, they use the Orthodox ecclesiology and structure of the church and the way it operates against the Orthodox while rejecting it. Which is it? Approve of this nasty. How is this nasty behavior? What are you talking about? This guy is lying and he's going after orthodoxy. What do you mean? What is your argument, dude? Is that all you're doing? I don't know. That would be between me and my priest. What does it have to do with you? Who are you? Nobody. Who are you? Who do you appeal to? Game caller? I'm a catechumen. I asked my priest if I could debate against atheism and heresy. He said, good, keep doing it. Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty up front with my priest about what I do, and a lot of it is breaking down false teachings, breaking down and not teaching. Made it very clear, I'm not teaching. I'm not some sort of authority in teaching orthodoxy. Ultimately, I say go to the church, go to liturgy. That's the best teaching. To me, that's the best teaching anyway. The best teaching is going to liturgy. But as far as other people, look, this is my thing, dude. This is my thing. Challenging is nasty. Dude, there are priests who used to slap heretics, dude. We got so soft. So soft. Men could attack each other's beliefs, dude. You're acting like a female. Why are you so nasty? No, dude. This is, by the way, this is partially entertainment, just so you know. I believe everything I'm saying, but it's partially entertainment, so, you know. It's just weak, though, dude. Why don't you cry harder? Is that nasty? Go cry harder. How about that? I don't treat people like they're weak, dude. That's nasty. You know what that is? Treating men like they're weak and they can't handle straight talk and aggression from other men. That's nasty. Did you appeal to myself to become orthodoxy? No, not as the authority. That's like saying, did you use logic and reasoning? And you go, yeah, I use logic, but I'm not the grounding of logic. Something that's logical or illogical isn't logical or illogical because I deemed it is. Even if I used logic and reasoning, I didn't deem it logical. So not because I say so, no. I don't get to, if I come to the conclusion that 2 + 2 = 4 descriptively, just because I use my faculties, it doesn't mean I'm the authority that makes 2 + 2 = 4. Well, he's just talking from no authority, right? He's yapping from no place, right? There's no place he stands. If I stood in his place, I wouldn't actually have a priest. There would be no one to appeal to, right? Is that better? Game caller, would it be better if I was in your position? Non-Orthodox? Everybody's the church, is an invisible church anywhere, you know, in the backyard. Is it better? Would I be in a better position if I were you? Where I have no one to appeal to? No one to guide me? No appeal to anything? Is that better? We got a spurg here. Or not. This whole episode shows the lack of discernment on Jay's behalf to begin with. No, even associate with a scammy. I don't think so. I think you can associate with someone like this and know who they are and still, because this is the world we're in. This is the internet world. You can't just be like, disengage with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Jay giving this guy charity to engage, right? Jay had this guy pinned very early on before Jay was finally allowed to be on his channel. This guy was definitely pinned. You know what I'm saying? Like, so no, that's not how it works. That's like saying like anybody who has a platform that talks politics and stuff. That's like, can you imagine being like, let's say Pierce Morgan was a little bit questionable in his position and is operating, right? It'd be like, how could you go on there? Like, how could you go on Pierce Morgan knowing, No. That's Jay's job to be seen by as many people as possible. That's his job. Someone could be a scammer, right? Someone can totally be a scammer, total grifter, and that says nothing about being on their, on their show or whatever. He's a snide. What does a snide mean? I haven't heard that word in a long time, so I forgot. Can't figure out why ortho are mad if the catechumen was cleared by his priest. Well, I mean, I addressed that. Generally speaking, it's like the annoyance is that this guy, Ruslan, knows better. He knows that the position, he knows that. That's why. Now, ultimately, that's actually a valid angle, which is like, okay, well, we have to, basically these people who are in the process of becoming Orthodox, they really do have to engage with their priests about this stuff. And priests have different positions and different thresholds at which they deem it's okay for people to be out there and doing whatever it is. Like that's on them. So that's, but both can be true. You can still be annoyed at Ruslan for not picking the well-established top-tier representation of Orthodoxy. That's annoying. It's still annoying, even if the dude did well. And by the way, I don't even know how he did. Did he do okay? Maybe he did okay. Maybe he did fine. I mean, he went on Soren's channel, I think. He did a little, Soren was doing a little bit of live due diligence. Thanks for the genuine answer to my question. I enjoyed the content. You're welcome, yeah. Yeah, it's upsetting. It's upsetting. Jay says someone's lying. Well, I get at least 3% of my chat who's just constantly lying. I need an AI lie detector chat. Yeah, he already debated him. He's been on the show. This is like an ongoing theme for Rouslan, where it's like, Jay Dyer means scary, right? Jay Dyer means scary. These people come out of this world. And by the way, Jay can be very just normal, friendly, right? And not combative. We saw that with Jesse Lee Peterson. But Jesse Lee Peterson is like, I mean, sorry to say it, but it's like you kind of see him as like a old injured dog. Kind of see him as like a, I don't know. He's like a special guy. But these guys run these massive channels, and people like George Jenko, these people mislead people with their soft, broken heterodoxy, and they run off feelings, and they run off terrible ways of approaching Christianity, and they ultimately reject the true church and history. And they just run off and do this stuff, right? And they go unchecked because no one's adequate to checking it, right? They don't check it. They don't have people on to check it. Yesterday was a perfect example. Was it yesterday? That was annoying, dude. That was annoying watching George Jenko have the same broken level theology as Pete Holmes. It's annoying. It's annoying. The guy in the chat is lying. I went on Ruslan and debated him for 2 of 4 hours. Yeah. Where's the liar? Liar! Liar! Don't be a liar, guy. Yeah, so that's annoying. And you know what? They develop the tone. They set the tone. And you know what the tone is? Oh, everybody's equally right. You know what the tone is? Don't be so fierce about the truth. Be softer. That's the tone. That's why all of these people react to this stuff, because it's like they start going, "Oh, you're out of the tone. I don't like the tone. I don't like it. Can't you sit back on our white couches and just be like, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I love that. I love that way of looking at it." Well, Jay can't do that. He's not going to sit there and go, "Yeah, that sounds really cool. Yeah." No, he's going to say, "No, that's not what the early church fathers held. That's not found in the history. This kind of thing. Needs to be corrected." What are you doing, Jay? Always correcting people. I hate that. I hate how you stop it. Let me have my donut church. And then they get mad because it's, you know why? Because it's contentious. It is. It's contentious. Correction's contentious. That's how it is. But those soft rooms, man, they are just like, "Hey, man, yeah, let's just wait in the room. Let's just wait in the room. We're in the waiting room." Look, guys, can we just all agree no one really has the answer? Can we all start there? No one really has the answer, right? Dude, it's so muting of the truth. It's like soft muting. It's like some weird sort of manufactured consensus. It's like, sit on the couch. Jay, we're more than willing to have you on. We just want to make sure that you sit on the couch, and when someone holds the teddy bear to talk, it's their time. So please don't cross-talk and correct them. Don't diminish their experience of their Christianity, okay? We all want to, okay? Everyone gets their own time with the teddy bear. It's horrifying to me. It is. Watching Janko, it's true. I could only watch that guy and his show like once every month, if that, maybe 2 months, because it's so, it infuriates me. Like, it actually makes me mad because it's so soft and misleading. It doesn't do anything. It just keeps people in their little soft bubble. Okay, everyone get in their bubbles. You might as well do that. You know those big funny bubbles that people like get inside and they run, and it's like sometimes hilarious, sometimes it's, well, there's one I saw in Russia that dude died because he went all the way down the hill. But it's like, yeah, put that on. Make sure to put that on. You know, you can't hurt people. You can't hurt people here. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. Orthodox developed over the course of centuries. Well, I mean, that's an assertion. Right? You'd have to get really clear on what you think it means to develop. You have to get clear on what you think it means to discern in higher resolution. Do you think discerning something in higher resolution is a development? Do you think the medium changes dogma? If the dogma stays the same and the medium increases, like for instance, I like to use architecture. If we're given our God-given minds to make beautiful things, but the technology or application or use, the medium to make beautiful things didn't exist before, is it a development to make higher resolution beautiful things? I don't think so. That's not a development of dogma. That's not a development of doctrine. That's not an open revelatory system. That's like saying like people got better at speaking a language, or someone got better at painting or building a beautiful cathedral, that we got better, so therefore it developed. I'm not sure what you're pointing to. What are you pointing to? Going Jordan Peterson? Not quite, but you do have to distinguish these things. dog. Yo, dog. I can't believe that video was 10 more minutes. Did you guys know that? That video we were just watching? 10 more additional minutes. Orthodox. How did it go, by the way, Jay? Did you review this? Did you review this whole thing or what?
So here's what's going to happen. We are going to have an armchair.
You know what really happened, Jay? It wasn't this guy. It wasn't this guy choosing the catechumen necessarily over you. It was this guy who said, or this guy, I forget which one, maybe both of them. They were like, no, Jay's going to be, I'm not. I will not. That's what happened. And this guy was all, well, Trent Horn might pull whatever. He probably did like a way out. This is all speculation. He probably did a weigh it out, right? And he was like, well, I'm going to have Trent then. Okay. I'll have Trent. If Trent gave I could see Trent giving a ultimatum. Well, it's either me or him. Me or him. It gets worse at the end. I can't do it. I can't. It's really like listening to a chick at Costco, where you get the point, you get the complaint, but she just stands there complaining, like still. She's like, and I just want to say one more time that I want an apology. I want an apology. I want it in script form. I want it signed. And I want it posted too. Do it for us. You guys really need to see it. Look, did you guys want to see it? Do you guys really want to see it? I'll see it. I'll do it. If you guys want to do it. Yuck. Look. You want to see Ruslan? I love my black people. Look, Ruslan has every right to consider himself a black woman. I'll do it.
I'm going to have that conversation. Those are conversations I'm interested in.
Yeah. Jay, have your sins absolved. I need you to do a public confession. Not at the church, in front of God and the witness of the priest. No, to him. Jay, by what's today? Tuesday? By tomorrow, please.
And I have some degree of standards. I don't do things virtually.
What? Ruslan's video gets worse and implies, oh, we're dangerous now? I can't. Oh, no.
Why? Because despite popular opinion, you guys think, oh, he's afraid. I'm actually known to crash out on people as well. And so I've set boundaries in my own life to say, hey, I am not going to do virtual conversations. I want to be in the room because there's something different in the room. I need to have a moderator.
That's true. You're less likely to crash out in a room.
We need to have a structure to the conversation. We're not just going to get gish gallop, and I'm not just going to be lectured about logical fallacies and
Look, when I say something illogical and it's fallacious, I'm not about using logic and shit, dog. I don't do that. We didn't grow up with that, dog. Do you know why I grew up? Do you know why I grew up, dog? I was lucky to have a plum, dude.
Epistemological certainty, okay?
You're not interested in a debate about epistemology?
Interested. I want to have a real conversation, and I want you guys to substantiate that you're the one true unchanging church.
That's an epistep. Oh, you're right. I am dangerous. You're right, Jay. Okay, he's right. I'm feeling dangerous right now. Oh, you're good. You're lucky I worked out already this morning. I was about to wreck that. I was about to set off the lunk alarm. Dude, that's a contradiction. You dummy. You're an embarrassment.
And I want you guys to substantiate that.
Listen to this claim. Look at the run-on sentence this is. It's just you can't write this stuff.
And I'm not going to be lectured about logical fallacies and epistemological certainty, okay?
Look, dude, I ain't about that epistemological certainty. But what I want to know, I want to have a conversation about how you're certain that orthodoxy, the true church. Dude, I'm not about epistemological certainty. I want you to tell me how you're certain about the church.
Okay, I'm not interested. I want to have a real conversation, and I want you guys to substantiate that you're the one true, unchanging church, and you're.
You mean epistemically? Wait, Ruslan, do you mean epistemically? You want them to substantiate it? No. I just told you I don't care about that. I just want you to epistemically ground it, but I don't care about your epistemology.
Dogmas don't ever change.
Dude, I don't care about all these big words and stuff, dude. I grew up without language, dude.
Change, yet we see I'd argue a good amount of changing from Scripture and into the first.
No, dude, I ain't gonna retool my hood. This is art. I ain't gonna change it, dog.
First 100 years of church history. That's the conversation I want to have. So, if you guys have somebody that you would like to see me have that conversation with, drop their name in the comments. I would really like to see that. And maybe we could figure out a moderator, maybe we could figure out some time to do this. Not on your time. Not Ruslan, drop everything you have going on. We understand you got a book. We understand you got a summit. We understand you're doing a tour. We understand you also preach and teach at your local church. We understand you have a family with little kids. No, drop all of it and do it right now. I don't owe anyone a conversation. No one's entitled to come onto my channel. But I want to represent you guys accurately. And I feel like I've done, up until this point, I've done a fairly good job, even with having Josh there.
Dude, I caught exegesis the other day, dude. It wasn't that bad, dog. I got a prescription.
I feel like I've had a really good intention job to represent you guys accurately. And that's often met with initially love bombing, and then secondly, just complete meltdown.
Hello.
750 Donut Soup Doom. Russian
Hello.
is the Jesse Pinkman of YouTubers year science.
Jesse Pinkman, dude. That's so true. Oh my goodness, that's true. He really is. I don't want to hear about fallacy and epistemic justification, but justify and don't fallaciously prove yours is a true church. You can't make this up, dog.
Downs and whining, which to me, I'm not saying Eastern Orthodoxy is a cult, but this pocket of Orthobros is very culty. It's very culty. You guys all have this, the creators in this orbit all kind of have the same aesthetic as Jay. You guys all.
Dude, I ain't got none of that aesthetic, dog. You see anything like that behind me, dog? Dude, I'm black and white, dog. I can't pull that Miami Vice stuff.
All have the same 80s.
I can't pull that off, dog. How is that an argument anyway? You look literally like a wannabe black person. You're gonna go after 80s aesthetic? You're gonna go after whatever, Dyer wave? You really want to go there? Why don't you stand up and show us if your boxers are showing? Unbelievable, this guy, the balls. If Gavin Ortland and Trent Horn weren't there, nobody would care about him bringing a catechumen. Instead, he had two debaters on and armchair talk. Yeah.
Knight Rider type vibes to yourself. Like, it's all very culty to me.
What? What aesthetic is culty? I'm sorry. What era of rap are you? That's not what culty means. So wait, you think pop culture is equivalent to cult, like a cult? What? Do you know that there's Orthodox aesthetic too? For so by your reasoning, that would be culty if there's unified aesthetic. What?
And that's
what are you talking about?
Again,
man?
because my on the ground experience with Orthodox folks is very
dude,
different.
You literally have a neon sign behind you.
And so I'm not saying I have some moral high ground. I'm saying because I know my.
Oh, no, Jay. I'm not saying, hey, Jordor, I'm not saying I have like a moral high ground, but you need to repent and apologize to me publicly. Speaking of Knight Rider, Jay, you should use, is it Voice Ninja? You should have Voice Ninja and see if you can find the Knight Rider Trans Am voice to read your super chats. Honestly. I feel like that gave me a good idea here. Knight Rider? Yeah, Knight Rider. You're in a cult, dude. Knight Rider? Cult. You see, I went to the beach the other day, dude. And it's like I'm looking around and like everybody looks like they're from the show Baywatch. It's like what is this? Some sort of cult? Dude, I went to church the other day and there was like, women in veils and everyone's like sort of dressed impeccably and they're like looking good and clean and stuff, like presentable and stuff. And I'm like, damn, this must be a cult.
My flesh is weak, and if I end up in a situation where I get angry, I don't want to put myself in that type of situation. I don't want to misrepresent Jesus. I don't want to stumble into the flesh.
Oh, he's such a piety signaling twerp, man. I don't want to do that. I'm a good boy. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna just demand a public apology and repentance, being that I have no authority. I'm just gonna demand it publicly. I'm gonna literally demand Jay Dyer apologize publicly and repent publicly, and do a performative public apology. I'm not saying I'm like hot, like more moral or anything like that. It's like I don't want to fall into that, dog. I'm always concerned about that.
I know my own weakness, and I know there has to be parameters and boundaries towards these conversations. And so unfortunately, Jay has crashed out. He's cussed me out. He's cussed me out privately. He's cussed me out publicly. He said vile things about me that I just are not true. All along, when it was efficient to benefit from my platform, he asked to come on my platform twice, mind you. Okay, he asked me to call into his live stream several times, mind you, and posing as this like I'm just a comedian. Meanwhile, all he does is sit and debate theology, which is cool, right? Which is cool. But there's so many people lined up, willing and ready to debate Jay Dyer that he doesn't want to. Okay, again, the true Orthodox, they've been asking for a debate. Seems like you keep ducking them. Why is that? There's all sorts of people that are willing to debate, and yet it seems like he only wants to seems. I'm not saying the seems is certain, okay?
Twice.
Stop with the all or nothing thinking. But it seems like he only wants to debate people with much bigger platforms to
like
him.
Game
And
Caller.
I think that's like
Game Caller, you follow this guy? Do you go to his church? I'm really almost more interested in if he has some streams of him actually doing his sermon. I want to see what that is.
I think if we're really about
Dog.
the seeking of truth, you should be willing to debate anybody at any time, because that's the expectation of me, isn't it? So what's with the double standards? So, having said that, Orthodox listeners, I appreciate you. I think you're wrong, and I'm not going to back down from that, but I appreciate
I won't tell you how, but
you, and I appreciate the pushback, and we're going to make it right. Me and Gavin Ortland will have a conversation. Let me know who you guys want to have a conversation with. Secondly, Orthobros, you guys are insufferable. I've seen this happen before. We've seen it happen with
That's a cuss out.
New Atheists. Then we saw it happen with the Reformed and Restless group of everyone being 1,000-point Calvinist. And then we saw it happen with the online manosphere, red pill community.
dude, he needs his jeweled out baba.
This has came and gone before. And I promise you, if Jay Dyer is your cult leader, I promise you, if this is your pope, if this is your king, this is not going to end well for you guys.
What? What does that mean? What?
This is going to end in doom. And my
Wait, what?
question to you is, where would you draw the line with how Jay Dyer acts out?
Oh my gosh, dude. Look, do you not know anybody who's Orthodox, apparently?
Outside of debates. Where is the line? Some of you guys want me to be a Trent Horn apologist or a Gavin Ortland apologist. Like, those guys don't want to sit down with Jay.
Do you think that the Orthodox, I got to say this again, Orthodoxy, the church, I don't even know what percent it would be, but the percent that is online, people, talking heads, right? Debaters, comedians, whatever they're doing online, they're loud, right? We're loud. We represent what percent of Orthodoxy? The church. What percent? And he's appealing to that same percent to go, Draw the line, dude. Tell me to draw the. I want you guys to draw the line. You tell me. I'm sorry. You notice his thinking? He thinks that like the truth of the matter is the collection of a vote of a bunch of people online who happen to have online accounts who follow people. I'm so glad you asked. Let's vote on it. My line is this. It's like, dude, you're so missing the mark on this. It's so revealing, too, because that's pretty much a reveal of how he would look at it. He would operate it from some sort of mob majority democracy appeal where it's like, okay, we're going to vote on it. What's the line with Jay? And you're like, I draw the line here. Look, dude, that's not how we operate. That's not how we operate. Yeah, but I took a poll and it said like the line is this. Yeah, I'll tell you the line, Ruslan. Blasphemy, heresy. You think I'm gonna police other Orthodox people? By the way, especially publicly. Now, this is what's so cringe about this is he's actually doing a public mob judgment of Orthodox people and asking Orthodox people to do this, which is like sort of, this is mucking. This is like mucking. This is like, what's the word? What's the correct word for this? It's actually a pretty simple word, but my brain just fried out. It's like instigating. It's like your, what did Andrew call it? Drama farming. You know what I mean? It's like if you go into Andrew's chat or some people show up in my chat and they'll say something about Andrew or Jay and try to like draw up some sort of like division or something. What do you think about this? He's doing that with Orthodox people. He's actually trying to cultivate existing Orthodox people to then start vocalizing what their authority standard is, right? That, you know, and then basically he's asking Orthodox people to start acting like Protestants. Kind of a genius move, by the way, you know, but definitely nefarious. Look, there's a link in the chat. There's a survey for you Orthodox people about your opinions on Jay Dyer. So make sure to hit the link, dog. Missed my previous chat, sorry. Also, we here hold love languages in high regard and listen solely to whose love language is curb stomping heretics. Such a weird thing, dude. It's rage bait, but it's even worse. It's like stirring of something. It's like a, what's it called? It's like stirring, it's not stirring the pot. There's a better term for it. I just can't think of it. The Thinking Atheist made a video criticizing Joe Rogan. When are the secularists just going to admit they are just progressives? Joe Rogan is at best an agnostic with Christian leanings. Yeah, he's just kind of like, you know, leaning into it. The age kind of makes sense too, where you sort of like settle down and you're like, wait a second, maybe there is truth. Maybe there is a standard for goodness. Maybe there's some aspect of Christianity that I could grab onto as a thread. At least that's my best charitable take on Joe Rogan. The Prot-Tart men who hold to a loose universal church but exclude the strict early church are the same who would allow their wives to date other men but just say it's not adultery because they're married. It's not happening.
Okay, for their own reasons. Some of the same
inciting, I don't know the word. It doesn't matter. It all means the same thing, but I'm annoyed when there's a really good word that for something.
Reasons I'm dealing with now. If you don't understand why, you may need to see if you're on the spectrum.
Yo, dog, to all my Orthodox fellas out there to chat, including the women who are Orthodox. Dude, I dropped the link, a StreamYard link. You just call in and tell me your grievances about Jay Dyer. You tell me, where is the line? I want to know your personal line for Jay Dyer. All right? I want to know your personal line with Jardor.
Okay? Because it's very
It's not ankle biting. It's something else. Because it's not ankle biting would be like you're biting Jay's ankles in like a chat or something or saying something that's like trying to provoke him. This is like you're literally going to the Orthodox people and you're trying to sow like a division based on something that ultimately is peripheral to Orthodoxy. It's just
very obvious reasons why. And it's because he's a crash out artist. He crashes out, he gets angry, he melts down, he wants to be invited to everything, and when he's not invited to anything, he's mad, and then he crashes out and he's mad, and he doesn't understand why people don't want to deal with him. This is why people don't want to deal with him. It's because he'll say things in the most vile manner and disrespect people, and then wonder why they don't want to be
drama farmer,
his friend, or want to be friendly with him. This is why. And it's not Jay is mean. It's that Jay lacks any sort of self-awareness in terms of what he's built and the culture that he's built around himself and the cult-like.
Yeah, well, what if he's an autistic black woman? It still says nothing, dude. This is all just like meta. Even if you granted the worst, porous interpretation of what this guy thinks of Jay, even if you grant like all of it, even if you just said, oh yeah, okay, well, yeah, but still, you're still crying about it. And you're still not debating it. You're still not, look, you already said, dude, I want to debate this, dog. I want to debate whether or not Eastern Orthodoxy and its dogma matches up with Scripture. That's what you said. You know how fast Jay would be like, yo, fine. Prots be like, I need you to be nice and respect others. Prots also be like, if you come on this property, I'll shoot, dog. Dorg.
Mindset, the fanatical mindset of these people. So, if you're really after truth.
The Ortho Bros are sowing division between who? Most Orthodox Christians are very cool people. Those are two different subjects, dude. What did I just tell you? Game caller. Most of Orthodoxy, 98%, probably more, 99.9% of Orthodox people are not online debaters, people who have channels who talk about Orthodoxy in a long form or short form way. That's not the case, right? That's just, so sowing division is meaningless. We're online. We're experiencing like 1% of existence or less of Orthodoxy. So if there's debate, of course we're sowing division. We want to hold the divide between Orthodoxy and heterodoxy. Yeah. If that means sowing division, yeah, thank you. Based. Yes. If the councils were let me ask you, are you going to be the guy back in time who's in the, who's eating, the little soup? Who's like, these councils are just, they're so divisive. They're so divisive. All these corrective letters and, I was reading Against Heresies and I was like, this is just causing such unnecessary tension. It's the debate sphere. This is the sphere of debating. Where else does it exist? Where else would it exist? Imagine like going into a debate and you're like, this is so divisive. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You can hop on JP's live stream, and all you guys that are in the comments crashing out, go hop on. I think he's doing a stream tomorrow. You guys can hop on. You guys could debate it. You could debate it till you're blue in the face. Okay,
yeah,
if you're really about the truth. Jay Dyer, if you're really about the truth, I want to see more debates with the true Orthodox. I want to see more debates with folks that formal debates with folks that have way smaller platforms than you. Just baiting people into debates that all have bigger audiences than you. It's not fly to me. It's not cool. It's not like.
I completely missed the point. Why is it that everyone else missed the point too? Obviously, it's not unique to me, game caller. How can if your criticism to someone who holds to the truth is that them speaking against falsity is that they're divisive? I already agreed and affirmed your point. How could I miss the point if I agree with you? Huh? How could I miss the point if I agree with you?
You're not proving anything. If anything, you just keep affirming that when someone says no to you, you melt down. And I guarantee you.
Going to Miami. I'm going to.
I'm not going to go back and forth on this. This is my final video. I guarantee you, he's going to keep melting down. He's going to keep crashing out. And this is my deeper concern. Is anyone that acts this way online, anyone that's this chronically online and consistently behaves this way?
Look, dude, if your job is to be online, you can't criticize someone for being chronically online. It's like, that's like saying you're chronically supporting your family. Dude, anybody who's online who's like chronically doing the job that they do to support themselves and their family, dog, I mean, it's so, dude, we're going to Miami. Haha.
Usually has some deeper unresolved issues.
Oh, gosh, you're such a hold your tongue, Jim Bob. Oh, now we're doing psychological analysis? Is that what we're going to do now? You're going to do some armchair psychological reporting, sir? Why are you wearing an Orthodox cross? Yeah, dog, this is my early baptism necklace. I still hold it dear to my heart. Haha, I'm going to Miami. Yeah, dog. Look, if you're like someone like Jardor, like some sort of Orthodox cult leader and shit, because you got neon lights and you got like that early Miami Vice vibe, dude. That's so cult, dude. You're a cult. If you like online and like your entire like persona and your skill set is like philosophy, church history, and theology and geopolitics and shit, it's like you got underlying issues, dog. Ha ha! We're going to Miami.
There's some cognitive distortions there. I don't want to pathologize this dude, but this constant need to whine and cry and melt down every time something doesn't go his way and
wow, that's rich.
Be hysterical, and then his audience does the same thing. There's some deeper issues there that he needs to work through. I don't know how he's going to work through that.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing, dude? This isn't, I can't believe you kept this up. I can't believe that you kept this up. Look, there's deeper issues and shit. You know, I'm gonna have like, I think I'm supposed to have some like Jewish psychologist on next week we're gonna actually watch a video with Jay Dyer, and we're gonna do. I got someone who does like what do they call it? Like they do like behavior analysis and shit. We gonna have that on. That's gonna be a blast. Ha ha. That's gonna be a blast. Ha. We're gonna have that. We're gonna do that with Jay Dyer. We're gonna watch some of his clips, and we're gonna have someone study his movements and the way his lips move and shit. And we're gonna get down to the bottom of the underlying psychological trauma that Jardar has, dog. And we're gonna make sense of that, dog. So keep that in your calendar. Costs $5.99 to get it. We're going to release half of it, and the other half of the psychological analysis, armchair analysis, we're going to put that on my website. Bless God. God don't bless us. Ha ha. We bless God.
I don't want to pontificate on what's happening in his personal life.
You just did, dude. What kind of weird ass passive aggressive dog whistle is this, dude? Haha, there's definitely something underlying going on, psychologically emotional, but I don't want to pontificate because that would be rude of me, even though I already just put it out on the table on my video, dog. Now I got a bunch of people in my own chat listening, gonna run with that Jay Dyer has some underlying psychological, emotional issues that need to be tended to. But by all means, I don't want to pontificate or say such things, dog. I'm not that kind of man. I'm going to Miami. What a snake, dude. What a snake. Anyone who doesn't see through this, I mean, God, Lord have mercy on you. Post-apologize, dude. He post-apologize.
This to me is another week. I get constant videos made about me, if you guys don't know. Constant videos all the time from every pocket. from the fundamentalist to Ruslan makes money and therefore he's bad to fill in the blank. So this to me is not something that is.
No. Nice try, Bucko. Nice try. Rouslan paper airplanes, you guys have to, that channel is just epic. But no, it's not because you make money. Nice try, Bucko. What? Oh my gosh, what a no, it's not because you make money, dude. It's because there's well-documented conversations that you're like, you literally are focused and fixated on like, dude, I need to get a San Diego beach house.
It's so incredibly bad faith. This snake is pure projection and blatantly lies.
Yeah.
Not to mention the vague usage of ortho bro. It's meant anything from debate pro to freaking right-wing extremist. Lastly, every one of this dude's fans is repeating his arguments verbatim now, so who's the real cult leader?
For real.
It's keeping me up at night. I had a great time preaching at my church, at Rhythm Church.
Rhythm Church? Am I not surprised, guys? Oh, man. Oh, don't get me started.
All 4 services this weekend.
Dude, I have 4 sets, dude. Do you see my sets? I thought they did well. Yeah, I did this whole weekend, dog. I did like 4 sets at Rhythm Church. Did 4 sets. It's about 40-minute set at one time. I thought they did good. I got the response in. The response was good.
I'm just bummed that, like, I've seen this before, and I know where this is going. And mark my words, 5 to 10 years.
Oh, they always do the same thing, you guys. Freeze frame. God. They always do the same thing. This is what remember Gary Numbers guy? He was like, mark my words, Andrew is going down a downward spiral 1 year. They always do this. It's always the same tactic. You'll see. This is what there are these proddy who even knows. Like, I don't know if they call them Pentecostal or whatever. They do call-ins to Atheist Channel, and they always do this kind of weird, ominous threat, half a threat. It's not a threat because they're not saying they're going to do it, but it's like a future. It's like they're forcing. It's like they're taking their own Photoshop cloud, like a dark cloud, and they're putting in the future. Mark my words, dog. Jorador is going to have a dark cloud on him. It's like people do that. They're like, look, something going to happen to you in the next year, and you're going to know that God is real.
5 to 10 years, this community of all these guys that are absolutely certain about everything is going to be a shell of itself. This Orthodox community, not Eastern Orthodoxy, the Orthodox community. And those of you that,
on what basis? What are you talking about? That's not even a what does that mean? What does that even mean, dude? Mark my words, son. The internet is essentially saying the internet and what it does is going to stop doing what it does. There's always going to be a more aggressive, loud people of any given worldview. Mark my words, dog. This whole online community, the orthosphere, dude, is going to be a shell of itself. Mark my words.
that say, oh, my priest tells me not to listen to Jay Dyer. My priest says don't listen to him. I think those folks should step up. I think we need.
Oh, this guy, you're such a wicked weasel. You're disgusting. You're calling for people to step up to sort of pseudo around the to cancel. Oh, you're disgusting. You're a definitely.
Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Definitely. Look at him. This is pure dog whistling. Listen, guys. Are you tired of strong opposition online? Tired of people stepping in your streams and calling in your streams and in your chats and completely dismantling your bad modern theology that's grounded in nothing? Is it time to use some kind of tool against those people? Maybe it's time to do a tattletale campaign where the people you don't like online, you can appeal to their side and get them canceled. What do you say? If you just sign up for my newsletter with an additional $9.99, you too can be a part of the massive campaign against Jay Dyer. He's a meanie pants. If we get enough priests to sign the petition of people talking online who happen to be Orthodox, we too can together unite Protestants and Orthodox alike against Jay Dyer. Sign the petition now. And don't forget that $9.99. We can do this. Dude, you're a sick man. You're a sick, sick man. Sick. So pathetic. I mean, just listen to what he's saying. And the irony is that the power of the structure and the authority of the church is something he doesn't have. So he's appealing to the structure that he doesn't have, that he rejects, to use the power of that structure for his wants and desires. A truly sick man. Everyone's a priest, dog. Oh, if we get together, dude, that's what we need. We need the priesthood to step up and say, nah, 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 poo-poo. No more Jay Dyer. You're gay, dude. So despicable, man. What a greaseball you are. You're such a greaseball. I predict Ruslan drops off hard. Jay has a generational run. Ortho Bros going anywhere. Cuckianity on the yeah, Cuckianity is like, this is like the death rattle. Is that what they call it? A death rattle? I have a feeling this dude moves out into real estate. You know, that's my prediction. My prediction is he moves. You know, if this guy actually was successful in music, he would only partially utilize the Christian grift aspect. If he actually made it in rap, if he had any like actual talent and he was like tapped to be a rapper in that culture, he would be like, ha ha, dog, I've been waiting to be baptized into the black culture.
I think those folks should step up.
Listen to what you're saying, dude. Oh, you think that?
To listen to Jay Dyer. My priest says don't listen to him. I think those folks should step up. I think we need some of those priests to step up and speak out. Say it publicly. Say it with your chest.
Dude, you're such a snake. You literally just said you'd have Jay Dyer on for a debate. So you're going to have him on a debate, but you're going to organize a campaign for priests to vocalize to not listen to Jay Dyer. But you're going to have him on a debate, but you're going to spearhead the campaign to not have people listen to him. So you don't want people listening to your show if Jay Dyer's on? Fucking moron. JB, be honest. Would most Orthodox priests approve of online? That's totally nebulous, dude. What does that mean? You're not pointing to anything. You have an egregore. You have a scary boogeyman monster. Are you also afraid of monsters under your bed, game caller? Oh, it's all so gay, dude. I'm totally ready for so much worse, like according to your standard, worse behavior. I'm actually ready for pretty much a holy war. Honestly. I'm like Civil War ready.
You're like, yeah, but do you think the priest would care about the...
Priests would first say, before behavior, they would say, don't get orthodoxy from online. They'd say, come to the church. Increase your prayer life, fasting. come to more services. It wouldn't be an anti-approach. We're not Protestant. Okay? The focus from a priest view would probably mostly be increase your praxis, less online, not online ortho-bro behavior. Honestly, if there was ortho-bro behavior that you didn't want to, that you thought wasn't good for your spiritual growth, you would probably first say, being online itself is probably a behavior, you know? So, I mean, what are you saying, man? It's like this like ghost. It's like the ghost of online ortho-bro. You don't even know what you're referring to. And by the way, the view on online or you know, debate or blood sports debate or theological debate or anything else varies between priests anyway. You know? I don't know why we arm wrestle. You're always pinning my arm to the table, dog. Is that kind of aggression called for, dog? Going to Miami.
Because I'm telling you, this stuff is not going to go well.
So is that a yes or a no? It's an ambiguous question, dummy. Oh, I need a yes-no answer to a completely nebulous question. How do you not see that that's a completely nebulous question?
I've seen it before. And this whole thing is going to crash and burn at some point. I'm not saying right now he's not going to be scorching hot.
Yeah, that's the truth of it, Rich. And same thing with Ruslan. You wouldn't listen to Ruslan or Game Call or anyone heterodox on how to manage online people. That's not up to you guys. That's outside of your domain.
I'm not saying right now he's not going to get opportunities to speak. The short...
Yeah, there's priests who debate online. There's priests who might disagree with other priest behavior online. Guess what? That's not in your domain. So is that a yes? Are you really going to fail to grasp the clarifying distinction that's unseen in your question? Really? You're going to pull that off? You're going to pretend I didn't just clarify why your question is completely nebulous? There's no answer to a nebulous, obscure question. Yeah, that's correct. Your question has a false premise in it.
Short term, he's probably going to keep bubbling and beating his chest and leaning into the debate bro sphere, and I think that's fine. But I think long term, this thing's going to fizzle out, and if
that's the truth of it. Yeah, aside from fodder, Tony, that's the truth of it.
This is who you guys want to represent you. And no limits, no restrictions. The ends always justify the means. Jay Dyer is blowing up, so he can say anything about anyone and crash out on them. Good faith people that are...
No, that's actually the opposite. No, that's the opposite. The bigger you get, the more notoriety you get, the more people look at you. The standards actually go up. Yeah, this guy's so full of it, man. What are you talking about? The behavior, like generally, like you get a little more restrained. Actually, it's the total opposite. He thinks like, oh, once you blow up, you're just telling on yourself, dude. Once you blow up, you could act any certain way you want. No, not really, not really.
That are actually taking the input of, bro, my bad, debate. Okay, my bad. I'll fix that. I didn't title the video. I got it. Like, I'm not someone that has gone out of my way to misrepresent you guys or call you guys idol worshipers or to say any of these sorts of things about you. If anything, I've gone out of my way to sit with Orthodox folks and accurately represent you guys. But that is seldom received and seldom replicated in these conversations. And I just find the whole thing lame. So anyway.
Dude, you just outed yourself. No one should trust you, ever. Your own audience shouldn't trust you. Why? What you just did, and you kept the video up, is you made a public campaign for priests. You, outside of the church, a public campaign to priests as a tattler to call out the disavowing or the not listening to Jay Dyer. That's what you did. Like, and what's crazy is that this is Jay's livelihood. So it's actually an act against his livelihood. On what basis? On what basis? Unbelievable, man. You're such a weasel, man. And you acted like you're the superior one morally. Hey guys, step up. Hey, here's a call to all the Orthodox priests. Step up. Disavow Jardar. He's a meanie pants. Get loud. Say it with your chest, he says. Dude, you're literally doing like this sick leftist tactics. What are you doing, man? Such a loser.
That's my last time talking about it. If Jay cries about it and he reacts to this, that's fine. I will ignore him. And I think that's his deeper fear. His deeper fear is not losing a debate. His deeper fear is being irrelevant.
Orthodoxy is heretical. On what basis is anything heretical, Gabe? Do you know that declaring heresy requires an authority? So, for instance, can you tell me what church St. Irenaeus was of, Gabe? No, let him say it. He can say it. You don't have to, dude, we can handle this guy. Gabe, can you tell me what church St. Irenaeus was of?
Deeper fear is why am I not invited to the cool kids table?
Yeah, do these people not understand this part of Orthodoxy? Do they think it's just a vote like American Idol? You got voted off the island? These people are psychotic. You're a psycho. That is the right face. Mom, can we keep the jumpy castle for an hour longer? This is my party.
Jay, I'm not that important. This isn't the cool kids table. These are my events. I'll do them how I want to. And people don't want to deal with you, bro. And I've tried. I've genuinely tried. And you just don't get it. And that.
Oh my gosh.
That sucks. And I hope
it just gets worse and worse.
That someday you grow up and someday you become an actual man with.
Wow, bro. This makes you look so bad.
Honor.
If there was a video of all of this event, if there was a video of Jay Dyer literally crying with tissues, it wouldn't be worse than this.
And dignity and respect. And when you do that, maybe you and me will have a conversation. Maybe we'll have an informal conversation. I actually would want nothing more. But in the interim, I gotta set some boundaries. You are a irate, delusional dude to think that you are entitled to anyone's time, to come on anyone's platform, and to have a debate with anyone at your beck and calling when you summon them on X. You're not that important, bud. And neither am I. Neither am I.
Oh, you're not that important, but you actually think you're important enough to make a public campaign announcement to Orthodox priests. Do you know how important you have to think you are, Ruslan, to make a public announcement to Orthodox priests to publicly disavow Jay Dyer? Do you know how much you have to think of yourself to say that and put in a video that you still have up?
But there's certain boundaries we got to have, and there's certain standards we as men operate by, and this is not one of them. So anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts in the chat, in the comments. Who do you guys want to see me and Gavin Ortland sit down with? Please don't name anyone in the debate sphere.
Listen, dog. Who do you want? We're gonna debate the truthfulness of the church and doctrine and who has got correct theology, eschatology, and all that stuff, dude. But by all means, don't tap anybody who's actually well developed in the debate sphere, you know. Just so you know, I gotta set boundaries, dog. We're gonna have Gavin Ortland on and some people on, and we need someone who's orthodox to step in the hot seat. But please, I gotta set some boundaries. Nobody who's actually trained in debate. Okay? Just so you know, dummy. Yeah, dog. So just so you know, I want, I just want everybody to be heard, and I want a sufficient representation of the Orthodox position. But here's the thing: don't tell me anybody like who's actually like, trained in debating. See,
orbit.
going to Miami.
I don't want to. And you're just gonna get blocked immediately.
You're gonna get blocked. You're gonna get blocked if we suggest an adequate defender of our faith.
And who would you like to see me debate with? That's an actual honorable person.
I want you to see you debate Mike Tyson with fists, dog.
You little bitch. You little bitch, Jeff. I know God exists, but recently I've been watching a lot of Jay Dyer videos and stuff. I really want you to debate Jay Dyer. You little... I'm gonna bite. I'm gonna eat your family.
Only Tony and Mark can rap in this sphere. Only Tony and Mark. I was rapping in my head. I was thinking, like, if I could pull off a rap, what would it sound like? And I could only pull off the Beastie Boys style.
With respect and dignity, and I'm not talking about just niceness. I mean actual, real, good faith conversation. Who do you guys want to see me debate with? And are you guys comfortable with that prompt? Because they have to be comfortable with that prompt. Because if we go into, there's no way you can falsify anything the Eastern Orthodox Church says, I don't want to have that conversation. Because now we're just, what is the point?
What is the point? Yeah. So in other words, let me translate. I want to have a conversation with someone who can adequately represent and defend orthodoxy and its history and its dogmas and its doctrines and its practices throughout the times, but don't recommend the best one. That's rule one. 2, don't make the question of the truth of the true church. How do we know? I don't want it to be an epistemic debate. Dude, you're a nonsense machine, dude. Stick to crappy rap, dude. Bless God. Get out of here. You want to debate him on Scud? Speaking of Scud, you guys are in for a real treat. Scud is finally upon us. It's been months. You guys waited way too long. But it is here. And it's official. I got to make the thumbnail. But next week, next Thursday, put it on your calendar, the 30th, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, a little bit later for me, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, is going to be our first Scud event. It's going to be Planet Peterson against Steelborn. You guys may know Steelborn from the chat. On Christian nationalism versus secularism. Who should govern? Really good topic. Still relevant topic. And but in Scud form. Then you guys are in for a real treat, because what we're going to give you guys, brought to you by Orthothugs, is a debate night that you've never experienced, while maintaining the content of the debate and the movement of the debate. So you guys are in for an unimaginable evening. So, and he says he's going to do his best moves. Yeah, dancing. Well, the audio? No, the audio is going to be pristine. And the visuals? You have no idea. You have no idea. Oh, you get free nachos? No free nachos. Thank you so much for the $5. You said it has to be lost on him that most of us came to Orthodoxy via the no-nonsense approach of Jay Dyer and Andrew. Yeah, there's a lot of people whose love language is this kind of way of doing things, and it might be not the majority even. So, some of the priests who understand the nuance that some people come to Orthodoxy through certain avenues, and not everyone has the same avenue. Some people need to hear it a certain way, Say it in the way that person needs to hear it. And some of us have it in that way. That's how I came to Orthodoxy. Now, the beauty of Orthodoxy is that even if you come to Orthodoxy from some intellectual angle, some debate angle, some philosophy angle, you realize quite quickly, and those of you in the chat who've converted know this, is that the experience of Orthodoxy is far from solely propositional, and that the participation and experiential aspect of Orthodoxy is the thing we really live out, and that's the core of it, not the propositions. But they're important because a lot of people are lost, especially you can find them online. They're lost because they're rooted in false propositions. That's their ground, their bedrock. It's false propositions. The entire Reformation is a false proposition. What is Scud form? Savage, carnage, unlimited debates. The form of Scud is pure entertainment. Unstoppable, bottomless mimosa of entertainment. So, it's going to be good. Oh, it's going to be good. And we tested some of the tech. It's looking good. I got one more test to do. Make sure everything's set up before even the contestants jump on. Using Video Ninja finally. I fired that Indian one. Thank you for the gifted membership. Appreciate that. B. Ciroc, thank you. Jay Dyer needs to go on Scud. We'll probably get some much higher tier debaters, but we got to work out like some of the bugs if they come up. I don't want to waste people's time, you know. Jason says, came back to God through the logic and the concept of morals, found Eastern Orthodox through Wilson, Dyer, Jim Bob. God bless you, Jason. What will be the Scud mascot? We don't really have that yet. But you'll see it's got quite the explicit theme. The theme you can't unsee the theme. It's so thematic that it's going to be called a cult, apparently. Thank you so much, Unhitbone. Really appreciate that. Welcome, new members. Jordor brought me into Orthodoxy. Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. That's what I'm saying, son. For Rizzle, dog. That guy sucks, man. Hey, he really does. I'm like, I need a shot chaser, dude. I feel like I just had intellectual Jägermeister. I feel like someone threw Jägermeister on my brain. Game caller. Don't worry, game caller. Look, you come here because we give it to you straight, okay? Go to church. Seriously. Go back to liturgy. I know you had to make something happen to go to your liturgy, and I'm so glad that you did. And I'm so glad you told us too. Some people might go and love it and then not even give us the joy of knowing it, you know? But you let us know. I just wish you would just go back and keep going back. You know, that's what I wish. Just go. Just do it. Jay treats the subject like what you believe actually matters. Yeah, you're like, why can't you just be like really chill and not like that? Why can't you not be like that? Because it matters. Look, you know what's interesting is that if you were just get offline for all of your interaction with Orthodoxy, if you actually got offline in general and you just went to liturgy and fellowship, you would actually get the experience, ironically, of a lot of just nice people who are just, their etiquette is proper to the place. You can still talk about this stuff. You can still talk about philosophy. You could even do a little bit of, not too aggressive debating in conversation. But the irony is that the Orthodox experience you're looking for, we never told you it was going to be online. You know what I'm saying? So using online and your experience of online for anything is probably not a good measure or barometer for the thing itself. And we wouldn't say so. We would never tell you that. I would say almost the opposite. It would be like inadequate. You're not going to get the liturgy like in a Discord about Orthodoxy. Go to liturgy. I'm slow rolling catechesis and gonna blame it. Are you in yet though? Well, no. Be patient. Be patient. I mean, slow might be better actually. Sometimes the sort of like pushing and through. Yeah, you want people baptized. Yeah, you want it in a timely fashion. But I think especially in the West is probably the bigger issue of poorly catechized people. Honestly, even myself, completely eager, excited to learn and to be baptized. Even for myself, I'm like, well, I guess, you know what? If someone was more rigorous and holy cow!
Didn't do my solo dono run. So
thank
here
you,
is
Jason.
some money.
Thank you so much, Jason. Really appreciate you. Big old whopping, and right to the bank. No YouTube. It's even better, Jason. Thank you so much. What was I saying? Oh yeah, part of me was like, I kind of wished in some sort of like Karate Kid kind of way that they were like, no, you need more time. You know what I mean? I kind of like, I seek that, even though I have zeal and I want to learn and I want to push ahead. I also seek like the restraint and the constraint that would be given. Like, you're not ready for that. So part of that I kind of want. I don't know. Does that make sense? Brian Shapiro's Twitter ranting is featured on front page of Twitchy. Wow. Is that like a big deal to be on the front of that? Is that like being on the top on the front of like Newsweek, but for the internet? Wait, what? Did Ben Shapiro debate Ben Shapiro? This chick. This chick is the worst.
Hi, I'm Britt Hartley, spiritual director at No Nonsense Spirituality, and
This lady's the spiritual director at a nihilist place for nihilism. No joke. This is like a SNL skit. She's literally a life coach for nihilism.
I want to talk today about how watching atheist versus theist debates changed my mind. I have put...
No one cares. Just kidding. I thought you guys... I almost got you guys. You're like, wait, do I want to... No, I don't want to know. I don't care. Shut up. You run a channel that gets people to pay you to coach them on how their life doesn't matter. I'm your nihilistic spiritual director. Yeah, so, that was a good question you asked about the fear of loneliness, and
Maybe it's best for Gamer Caller to do with him what you did to Marilyn.
you might be right. You might be right there. I thought that actually came into my head. I'm sure many of you thought that as well with Game Caller. It might be the best approach. No more. No more. You hear that, Game Caller? You hear that? You're this close to getting the best treatment you could possibly get, which is you can't be here. You can't be here. You have to go to liturgy. You can't be here. Exile with love. What do we do to Marilyn? We realized, Tony, that giving Marilyn attention might be the attention she needs to be getting by going to liturgy in church. Because she's getting, I'm not saying my entire following is Orthodox by any means, but the culture is informed by it for sure. The content, the culture, the topics, it's definitely in this bubble. And I was like, wait a second, she's getting the attention from the culture, that this is, and she's denying the tree of the culture. She's getting some fruits of the culture, but she gets free fruit? No, you don't get that. If you want this and you want the richer version of this, because this is honestly just like in the end, in-person fellowship is distinct from this online thing. It's a different thing. So no, you don't get to have it. You know what I mean? You don't get to have it. Sorry. He said he went to Pascha. He went to Pascha? I thought he went before Pascha. Did he go again? Well, you got to go back. I think the Maryland approach is good. Because she'll show up in all these Orthodox places, and you're like, oh, you're getting exposure to all these people and all this stuff, and you get to get the attention that you need. That's a woman. Without any sacrifice. And isn't that really kind of like the part about online stuff that's kind of limiting? Now, some of you, there's sacrifice because, you keep the channel alive with your funding for any given channel that you're watching. But you don't have to drive, you don't have to stop anything and drive somewhere. Like going to liturgy and standing and participating and focusing your mind, that takes some sacrifice. So no, you don't get the fruits, you don't get the reward without sacrifice. So it takes nothing of you to be here. Marilyn, Game Caller. I'm getting booted because I disagree with you. No, that's not why, actually. You're missing the whole point. I think you're getting booted because you're missing the point. He's a bit different. Yeah, it's hard. What do you guys think? Maybe like in intermittent. Maybe it should be intermittent. So he's allowed a week of streams for every liturgy he goes to. No, I can't do that. That's wrong. That's the wrong way. No, it can't be a leverage. There's no leverage. It's just go to liturgy. There's no other, you can't do it in between stuff. There's no negotiating. You can't negotiate. 1 month timeout. I don't know. If you want Orthodox attention, go to liturgy. Seems fair to me. He comes to poison a well. He does poison the well a lot, and then he refuses to get what we're saying. He refuses. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you're on Rob Nor tonight. Does that make any sense to me? No. Is that why it's probably going to be funny? Yeah, probably. I mean, Tony's really not a political commentator. But, he will say some... I'm not telling the future. I'm just saying he's willing to say some pretty... I don't know. I won't even say it. I don't want to put anything out there. Good job, Tony. We'll all be there for you. Sorry. I'm doing meta future commentary. Just saying. It's like, do you watch Tony? I mean, have you watched Tony? I don't even know what pill what he is. It's like, is there a mixture of pills? It's like obviously white pill, Christ pill is one distinct thing that's very clear, orthodoxy. But then there's like a black pill, but it's like a black and blue pill. It's like a bruise pill. Tony gives a bruise pill. He's bruise pilled. Tony's a political icon. I don't know what he is. I'm probably going to have him on my show at some point.
Kind of superimpose him in the cabin.
That would be a funny Orthothug skit. The problem is, maybe they'll shut us down for copyright like they did to my stream today.
I didn't realize I was so ruthless.
Tony has deep blat pill. Deep blat pill. Tony, shirt, hello listener, merch. Clown pill, that's a pretty good one. Clown pill works. Those are all good. Yeah, don't spam, bro. Don't spam. Good way to get me to do Tucky is to send a super chat and ask Tucky a question directly. That's the best way. It's the best way. These dudes like Game Color are emotional and they want attention. It really is an attention thing. That's why with Maryland it's the same thing. And forget the Orthodox perspective for a second. Someone who just wants the attention by being the negative, you're actually rewarding them for being the negative. And that's what I said beforehand. It wasn't about the get the Orthodox fruit. I forgot this aspect. It was that you're rewarding someone for being contentious against something that's true. That's a disservice to someone to reward them and give them endorphins and attention for being oppositional to what's true. You're training them to be rewarded to be oppositional to what's true. So if they give up being oppositional to what's true, maybe they give up the things that they get, right? So that's not good. That's not a good thing. That's not good to do to somebody. Check out Pragmata. I heard about that. Combat, pretty wholesome. It does promote Gnosticism. Well, yeah. What's a game without that? I mean, if you think about a game itself, the game, like a game theory, it could be the case that even game theory is Gnostic. That would be a good stream. Because if you think about the elements of a game, all the necessary components, it really is the fundamental philosophy of a game is that you're constrained by the world. That you're, in a way, escaping. It's like a giant escape room. Kind of makes sense.
Kind of makes sense to me. I don't think it transposes onto the world, but I can see why Gnostic games do pretty good.
For those of you who don't know, Tucker Carlson is launching a gaming stream on Thursdays. He's going to be playing Red Dead Redemption.
I was wanting to be a cowboy.
I always wanted to kick a horse with those sharp spurs. And not to cause them harm or anything, but I'm just fascinated.
Doesn't work as well with my wife, but it's a different animal.
TMI. Is it true? No, it's not true. You missed it, Jim Bob. Game caller stormed out, pulling the "You can't dump me, I'm dumping you." Well, that means we made the right choice. A gaming Tucky would actually be a good, funny skit. Gaming Tucky. It's like a microcosm of Gnosticism escaping the parameters. Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. So he's like this. You're defeating the constraints of reality. You know? How long can you hold the jumbled gargle of Tucker's? I think we did that in the bloopers. That's what was like. You were like, dude, this is crazy. Like, this is scary. By the way, we should just review that. Oh no, I had to. Didn't I put everything on behind something because I was so afraid of being flagged? Oh well. Oh well. Arc Raiders is the best new game. I played it a little bit. I think my Xbox is dying. It just shuts off. Why does it just die? He just did that for like 4 minutes. I like Arma still. Reforger. All of those mods in Arma Reforger are awesome. Like if there's a rack in like North Carolina and there's so many you can play. Hey, it's competitive. These people are good. They're good. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Hurts. Anyway, it's overheating. Yeah, it just happens though fast though. So I'm like, is it time to get a PlayStation? They don't have Game Pass. I'm a bit afraid of that transition because it's like, what? You don't have Game Pass? You know how many games you could just download and it's just inclusive in the $29.99 and 99 cents and 90 and 37. Corfoot Torna? No, I haven't played that. It's hard to keep me focused on a game. That's why game streams pretty much suck for me. Because I'm like 10 minutes and I'm bored. And by the way, that's the best way to cut your viewership down to 1%. Your bullshit servers? Yeah, I don't even know where to look. Every new server I click on, though, it says like, it's like there's a list of like 50 things or 15 to 50 things you download. And I'm like, geez. Is it endless? You know what I mean? It's like, what do I got to do around here? Bored because you suck. It could be a little bit of that. It could be a bit of that. But no, there's some games I'm good at. I'm good at like Vigor. I'm good at Vigor. I'm good at FIFA. It's just my playing time is it's like a very short window. It's like FIFA, it's like 3 games tops. Arma, it's like 7 deaths. That's pretty much what it is. JB, any thoughts on Artemis communicating 270,000 miles away but can't communicate with recovery to splashdown? I mean, I think all of it's fake, but everyone knows that. And honestly, it feels daunting and exhausting to go into it all again. I'm like at that phase where I'm like, look at that. Isn't that interesting that what they say is happening? I don't know. I feel it's like one of those like things where it's like bigger fish to fry kind of thing. I'm really settling into annihilating evolution any chance I get. That's a good one. I struggle with the weightlifting sims. I'm on a new regimen. I'm doing full body workouts. I used to skip. I used to do like shoulders, butterfly, chest, abdomen, and then do like leg day. Now I just do it all in one big swoop. So I'm going to be pretty ripped at some point in my life. Scary games? Oh, that's interesting. That's probably true, isn't it? I mean, like Resident Evil? I don't know. I think just games in general, you know, cut your viewership in half. It's like, why do I want to watch a game? You made him repeat himself? Yeah, he should have to repeat himself. I just want everyone to be clear on what he's saying. You know what was a key? I started thinking about this. You know how I bring up that species itself is arbitrary and not objective in biology? I figured out an even more broad way to make the same point. And it's something like, things like universal categories don't exist from their view. They don't exist. There's only particulars that exist, particular creatures. The categories themselves don't exist. If I can get them to say the categories themselves don't exist, the referent, there's no referent. I'm not saying the concept of a category doesn't exist. I'm saying there's nothing actual about a category at all. Okay, if they agree with that premise, then categories can't change. To me, this is a defeater. Maybe it sounds reductive, but it is necessarily so reductive. And I usually use a different argument. I say species. Do species change? And they go, yeah, species change. Is there an objective thing called species? And they go, no. What? Species change over time, but there's no such thing as a species? I mean, maybe that's better language. Species. I'll stick to that. But I didn't really press on that. I pressed on that in a different way. But I need to make it clean like that. Species itself, the category, doesn't really exist. It's just a useful concept to refer to a general, typical scenario of a collection of animals. But how could it objectively change? How does something that doesn't actually exist objectively change? Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Sorry about that. Let me tell you about our game Christian 7 Days.
I can't believe they shut my stream down for that. Sorry, there was a call to prayer in my neighborhood. Start by asking the naturalist, how does multiplicity itself exist in nature? Yeah, that's a little bit deeper, Chase. Definitely, Peterson's not ready for that. Well, it's actually not just multiplicity, it's unity and multiplicity is another additional thing there, because that's really what's going on in reality. You'll have to affirm both of those coexist. Most people wouldn't get that, Chase. You're out of everyone's league. Where's your debates, by the way? I'm noticing a trend with you, Chase. And now I'm starting to think you're being stingy with your skills. Because every time you super chat, it's like a pretty cutting philosophical defeater to something. And I really appreciate the super chat, of course. You know, it's probably smarter of me to be like, you know, I like being heard from you through super chats. But part of me is like, where are you on the panels, sir? Are you on the panels? You hiding from us? Don't bury your talents in the ground, sir. We already got a base Chase who hasn't been debating. It's very rare. I got to get a Chase Haggard out in the wild. But if we have another Chase, huh? Chase? Hello, listener says Chase is honestly a great debater. See, how would I know? Yeah, be more. Be more. Be more. Yeah, where is he? Where's Chase? Chase. You could at least do some, look, you don't even have to show your face. You could at least do some call-ins to some of these channels and give me the time code so I could share the engagement with my audience at least. That seems fair. You know? What? 20 minutes of your time? Jim Bob, you don't know how to market your super shorts. Yeah, not Chase Haggard. No, he's an excellent debater. Tie-dye conservative. Hey, JB, are memories a part of materialism? Well, materialism is a strict view on what exists. So, anything under materialism that exists would necessarily be physical or concrete or something like this. So under materialism, yeah, if someone said a memory exists, yeah, it would be material. They would say there was an exact structure itself, a structure itself that was identical to a memory in the brain. They would say that. For example, if a person says for their birthday, they don't want any gifts, but to make memories with their friends, does that fall into a form of materialism? Materialism is a starting point. So if you held to materialism, it sounds like you're asking, like, does it entail materialism? No. But materialism would entail memories are matter, are material. Oh, you're talking about different materialism. Oh, I missed all of that. You're talking about whether or not wanting memories is materialistic, not in the philosophical sense, but more in the consumerist sense. No, because I don't think they're commodities. Now, if someone was able to, I guess there's an element of memories that is turned into a little bit of an economy, like representations of memories, like a picture. That actually might. It could be. If you valued it, if you started valuing what would you call it? A currency. If there was a currency of memories represented in material form, and you started valuing that above just, engagement with other people in the world, that might actually be materialistic. It's a pretty good question. Never thought about that. I think the latter. I think making a memory, I would probably say the memory isn't identical to the experience you had. That your memory of an experience, the experience itself would be distinct from the memory of your recollection of the experience. That's why it's always the case when you do something really fun, and then like a friend visits, and you're like, oh, we got to go to this thing. I went one time, and it was so awesome. It was the best time ever in the whole entire world. I got to bring you there. And what you're saying is, I have to bring you to my recollection of the experience I had. And it can't ever do it. I mean, don't ever do that, by the way, to your friends. Oh, we're going to this bar. You're going to love it. It's the best bar in the whole wide world. And it's like, I had this one time, and it was like, it was like one of those nights that was like the best ever. You know those? We're going to go there now. And it's like, way to set yourself up for failure, bro. No, seriously, we're going to recreate the whole thing. We're going to recreate the whole thing. We're going to do it. And it never works out, and then you're upset that your friend didn't have the same experience at this best place ever. But what do you mean the wings are the best, right? I don't really think so. Oh, but they were the... Oh, this is all going the wrong way. They were the best before. Yeah, I believe you. No, really. They were like the best. It was like... Chase says, I have a 6-year-old daughter, homestead, and a new career in HVAC. I have 8 months before I qualify for my journeyman card. I will try to make time. Well, in that case, keep your identity solidly behind if you're going to be heading into a field that could be affected by it. But you don't seem that crazy as far as you're pretty philosophically you're based in philosophy. So at worst, some normie could call you boring. Be like, dude, I found a video on my HVAC guy. He seemed totally normal. He did a great job. In and out, didn't talk my head off or anything like that. Really good work. Really, really honorable dude. But I find this video of him online. He's like, what? How do you justify something? And I'm like, dude, that's crazy. That's my HVAC guy. Well, I guess just keep the topics off of, I don't know, Christian nationalism, immigration. American Nacho believes him. Do more. Be more. Do you know what you've created, American Nacho?
Angelic voice sing the intro to Somebody to Love.
What is that? 5,700,600 minutes. How many T cells in an AIDS victim? Nacho, do you know what you created when you said be more? Are you aware? Are you aware what you've done? I'm trying to keep Tony on the internet. What are you doing? Mustache man? Where were you 9/11? Jim Bob took me to the bar he hates when I visited. No, I actually like that place. Actually want to go there right now. I forgot there was a song I'm supposed to learn. Oh, I got it, yeah. Mm-hmm. You smell like buns? You had to sing that in high school? That sucks. That sucks. All right. I think things are winding. I think my own existence is winding down here. Half-back lives. Half-back lives. Yeah. I stayed home after they emailed me. Nice. Man, did you start something. Boy, did you, Lord of Four. Be more. What's this stream about? It's about to end. Well, I did cover a whole section of Ruslan, but the first stream that got taken down by Tucker Carlson was Tucker Carlson and Russell Brand. So make sure you catch that one. Reading Rainbows. What is the intro to Reading Rainbows? I can do anything. Tony is the best of us, but don't tell him. Be more. Be more. What are you, crazy, Nacho? Dude, you can tell the wrong guy to be more. Do you know that? You know that's possible? You know how open You know, someone said be more to Ted Kaczynski. Someone close to Ted Kaczynski who looked just like Nacho. You know, this was like, hey, Ted Kaczynski, oh man, technology is doing all this stuff. It's really dangerous. I don't know what we're going to do about it, though. I don't know. I'm really thinking about getting a cabin in the woods and tinkering with things. I was thinking about tinkering with things. Things that flare up, maybe it go boom boom. What do you think? Nacho leans in with his handlebar mustache, half drunk. Hey, Ted. Be more. That's exactly what I needed to hear. Thanks. I can do anything. Univibes. Unimaxing. Unimaxing. I told him to be more. Be more. Dude, that's glowy. And look, dude, even Nacho looks like some sort of like. Look at Nacho. Here, let's bring up Nacho. Dude, now I'm all like, wait, is he actually a federal officer of the law? Have you guys seen him? Look at a picture, guys. Here, let me make this bigger for you. You're going to tell me that this guy doesn't, like, have a lot of stories and have, like, a weird hidden holster under his skin? Are you going to tell me? Are you serious? Look, there's only two things that this guy can do. He's either an organized crime boss or one lower level at most, not too much lower, or he's the guy who's trying to put that guy in jail. There's no in between here. American Nacho. Look at you. Look at that. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Oh, you didn't actually cut someone's finger off with the pliers? You didn't cut a pinky off? Next time I see you at some event, I'm literally going to look you in your eyes, and I'm going to make you tell me you've never cut a pinky off. And that includes toe, because there is a pinky toe. Or a Freddie, yeah, or that, or a Freddie Mercury. Or it's the worst thing ever. Yeah, exactly. Or it's the worst thing. The thing we don't want it to be. Yeah. He was all, whew. Oh, thank God they only thought I was a Fed or an organized crime boss. Woo! Ian Carroll has no soul. Nacho, I've seen it. Nacho has a soul. He has alive eyes. I mean, he does look like he's seen some shit, but he has alive eyes still. Nacho knows how to get answers. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. I told you, I don't know if you guys know the story. I was at a wedding with Nacho. And his solutions for the problems in society, like intermittently, we would meet up, in some corner of the bar or at a table, And like they would get increasingly aggressive. Like, so it'd be like, I don't know, we'd be sober and he'd be like, yeah, I don't know, Jim Bob, we gotta keep these debates going, gotta counter these people, not one step back, not one back step, not one goal met. We gotta just keep pressing against these progressive scum, we gotta just, and I'm like, yeah, cheers, brother. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. An hour and a half later, he's all, Jim Bob, I think it's like, we're just being too soft. Like, we're allowing it. We're allowing it. It's like a debate. It's like we're allowing this. And I'm like, I know, man. I know. We got to change the laws or something. Maybe that's the thing. Change the laws. He's like, yeah. Cheers. And then, like, the third act, we're all drunk. He's like, Jim, dude, we need to round them up. We need to round them up. This is gonna end. This is over, Jim Bob. I know, man. I know, we gotta do it. Yeah, exactly. It's just gradually more based. Oh, you've seen it sober on a stream? Yeah. Well, then maybe he wasn't drunk after all. Look, we're gonna get all the things in the crates, and we're gonna get all of the bags, the heavy bags, and we need to get them out. And then he was gone. And you know what he left, he said? You know what the last thing he said to me? I said, Nacho, we're both shit-faced now, so what do we do, man? And he leaned in with his tequila breath, and he grabbed me by the collar. He said, be more. Be more. Listen, I'm just trying to fix it. No. You're not wrong. Listen, I'm just trying to fix things. That's what he said to the person when he's holding their pinky toe. Look, I hope you understand. I'm just trying to fix things. Does this tickle? Oh, sorry, it's not connected to you. Just trying to fix things. Don't worry about it. Fed. I'm trying to fed things. Put them in the crystals. Well, I mean, it's just a thing that happens, People get honest when they're drunk, and then if they're, luckily they're around people who agree with them. Yeah. You like wake up and you're like, wait, oh my gosh, how honest was I last night? Get the hummus. What do you do for a living? I fix things. Exactly. So vague. I don't even want to know. Honestly, I don't want to know. I have it in my mind. You're a mechanic somewhere. You do something. You do some sort of like job where, you just constantly get the same parts of your shirt greasy or whatever. Don't even tell me. Honestly, I don't want to know. Yeah, he's the enforcer in the background, for sure. For sure. But influences, they have an ear too. It's not just brute force guy. Not just the muscle. It's like a combo. Nacho, actually, you should do a Scud debate. Oh, we definitely need Nacho for a Scud debate. Oh, Nacho needs to be on Heel Tony. Once we get up and running, couple episodes with Nick, we're going to have a rotating third guest. I nominate Nacho. Hear that, Tony? You're probably streaming by now, but I nominate Nacho for a third. That's going to be good. Yeah. Tony, dude, you need to up your weird dystopian. Here, let me show you guys. I'm trying to help Tony out to get him a little more seen. You know what I mean? Trying to get him more seen. And I'm like, maybe, you're really creative. Maybe like up your thumbnails and make them more accessible to normies. He's like, yeah, no, that's a great idea, Jimmy. That's a great idea, Jimmy. Is it, Tony? Are you really listening to my suggestions to help your channel get seen by more people? Because you could actually pull some, not super normie, but middle of the road normie. Get them listening to you. Get, show them your music and stuff. Yeah, no, you're totally right, Jimmy. I need to show something that's easy to digest and people can click on it and they'll know, what's going on and, not scare people away. Get some more people in the chat, have some fun, show them my humor, show them my music. You know what this is? You know what this is? This is the result of being told, be more. This is what it is. This is what it looks like to be more, if you're not clear. What's that old saying? I always wanted to be someone when I grew up. I just should have been more specific. Dude, I've given up. Given up. I can't. You can't wrangle this guy. You'll see. You can't wrangle him. Don't even try. Don't even try. Don't try to be, oh, well, if we package it, if we get you, if we. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. No. See what you did, Nacho? Are you seeing this? See, you would, yeah, exactly. You would click that. Yeah. Yeah, we said normies. We said like more of the general public who kind of maybe they want to talk, maybe they want to learn about orthodoxy. Maybe they want to get J-pilled slightly. Maybe they want maybe a better assessment of what's going on in the world. Maybe they didn't realize they held a very weak position on immigration. But they needed to be, like, guided into it. American. Oh, yeah, I would click that. That's hilarious. Nacho and Christological playing bad cop, weird cop. Oh, yeah, I think American Nacho can definitely do skits. It's weird. It's been there all along. It's been right there in front of our eyes. Nacho can do skits. Duh. Can you act? It wouldn't even matter, actually, Nacho. It wouldn't even matter if you sucked at acting. Wouldn't even matter. It'd be fine. Anyway. Well, we'll do what we can. Be more. Be more. It's like Just Do It. It's like what Just Do It from Nike actually meant. That's what they really meant. Well, we did it. We did it again, y'all. We did the thing. Again, we are doing Ortho Thugs on Friday. We're just not. Scud is next Thursday, so make sure you guys. Actually, it's going to be here. Scud's going to be here on my channel. We went back and forth about it, but we're like, we need a bigger audience for Scud. So that's what we're going to do. Let me see what we got here. I got to make sure I get my widgets set up. Yeah, my widgets set up. Widgets set up. Alrighty. God bless you all. Thank you so much. See you guys around town. Definitely tomorrow. And that's it for today. Right?
Jimmy crack corn and I don't really care no more. What he gotta say, it's irrelevant. Once upon a time, could have been a partner of mine. Now he's getting checks from the government. I don't care where your idol stands, protecting his hands from culture jams with the oven. Guess another soldier got caught, all ain't what you thought. Nothing here is done for the fun of it. I don't care what you say, I'm on some new shit. I don't care if you're digging what I'm doing. I don't care what you think about my music. I don't care, you're not the reason I do this. Always up, always up, always going. I don't care if I die without you knowing. Tried to catch your eye for a stint until I realized what that meant. Jimmy crack corn and I don't really care no more. What he gotta say, it's irrelevant. Once upon a time, could have been a partner of mine. Now he's getting checks from the government. I don't care where your idol stands, protecting his hands from culture jams with the oven. That's another soldier got caught, on it what you thought. Nothing here was done for the fun of it. I don't care what you say, I'm on some new shit. I don't care if you're digging what I'm doing. I don't care what you think about my music. I don't care, you're not the reason I do this. Always up, always up, always going. I don't care if I die without you knowing. Tried to catch your eye for a stint until I realized what that meant.